Kranky Live Sports Talk, where passion meets action.
Hey sports fans, I am Kranky, and this is the Kranky Live Sports Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the hottest topics, the biggest games, and the most controversial moments in sports.
Whether it's football, basketball, track and field, cricket, or soccer, we've got you covered with expert analysis, insider interviews, and unfiltered opinions.
Join me as I chat with the biggest names in sports, get exclusive insights and stories you won't hear anywhere else.
Kranky Live Sports Talk is where you can hear the real talk, the hard-hitting questions, and the hottest takes.
So, if you're a true sports fanatic, you don't want to miss out, subscribe now to the Kranky Live Sports Talk on YouTube and hit that bell icon to never miss an episode.
Kranky Live Sports Talk, where sports come alive. Subscribe today.
Buenas noches, everybody. How are you guys doing? My mic won't stay in this place, actually. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. This is a special weekend program coming to you live. As usual, I do mostly live. I can see some people have been here early. Conrad, only one Revel, no one. Let me just put it up. Conrad is here. Only one Revel, no one can play like him on our team. He can open up defense and a forward, blah, blah, blah. Ravel's disciple, Claudine, I'm flabbergasted, using big words too. You have asked such a question, Kranky, for the love of Jesus. That's a brainless question. It's like, should the rain fall? you can't make that up. You can't make she even going to God. I mean, yeah, blaspheming, Lord says, bless up Ravel and 10 and watch this game yesterday. The man is still above most of our players. Yeah, I haven't watched any of his game actually. I know he's playing for some club called Precision in the G League. So they call it not even G League. Yeah, G League, but he might get A League money, I'm assuming. Breast up float. Langsley the pasta man checking in. And bless up Brian Burke. Yeah, we're Brian. Claudine's always defending Ravel. Interesting. Richard Stewart said, welcome back, Arsenal. You were come back. Yeah, we'll talk about Arsenal. We'll talk about Arsenal. Even though I didn't put it on my thumbnail, we'll talk about Arsenal today. Got me upset. Toki here, Michael Gordon, bless up, Ikarid. So everyone, thanks for joining. I appreciate you. I was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Then I forgot I hadn't eaten dinner. I hadn't showered. Because the problem I had was I spent 4 hours, people. You ever invest in something? This is like trying to get likes. Investing something and it failed miserably. I spent 4 hours trying to take the Ravel tape, slice and dice it. Come on, I get no copywriting. And then trying to upload it. And it said, well, StreamYard says not, can't upload. So 4 hours of wasted work, people. Because I wanted to go through and pick out certain points, since I'm going to talk about Ravel. And I want to do it in detail. But it's waste. So when I looked up, it was like 7:30 and I hadn't done anything. So I had to push the time back. And at the same time, I didn't get to have the Ravel tape. Maybe you guys can tell me if you can hear something because it's in my iMovie. So let me know if you can hear this. I won't jump into it yet, but let me know if you can hear this. Let me know if you can hear anything because I don't think it works, but we'll see. Can you guys hear that? Let me know. Can you guys hear that? I don't think you can actually. It's coming through my mic and my headset, but I don't think you can hear it. Could you guys hear that? Bless up, Nitro. Thanks for joining. I just so you guys must not have heard because I just played something. I didn't get any response. So I assume you can't hear it. I spent a lot of time slicing and dicing this stupid clip thing. It's not even clip. It's a whole hour and something. I was trying to narrow it down to about 30 minutes and then talk through segments of it. And that did not materialize. No, you can't hear it? Yeah, I figure you wouldn't be able to. And I can't upload it because it won't allow me. Let me see if I can share it someplace else in my email. It won't allow me to upload it. It's saying that it doesn't recognize the file. Even though it went out to MOV and I tried to change it to MP. You know what? Even if I try to do I'm not going to do the email thing because the email is crashing my thing. Anyway, oh well, that's not going to work. But let's start out first, actually, with a couple of things. You know, my normal opening segments for every single program I have. Bless up, Michael Roberts. The first one is where's the coach? It's Saturday. Now, I'm not saying the coach should work 7 days a week, but I can't see him Monday. I can't see him Tuesday. I can't see him Wednesday. I can't see him Thursday. I can't see him Friday. Whenever the window closed, the coach disappear. So assuming he's probably in the bar, in the pub, getting a pint with the fellas. Gotta be. Because we ain't seen him in Jamaica. We ain't seen him nowhere. You know, and talk to players. Because I've been told by very confidential sources, you know. Very confidential sources, certain things, which I can't disclose. But let's just say, nobody knows where the coach there. So I'm here. Nobody knows the coach there. At least his employers don't know where he is. I didn't see him at Charlton. He was at Charlton match. That's a good thing. He went to Charlton. Who am I look on at Charlton? Am I look on Kahim? I don't watch. So you gotta forgive me. I don't watch Championship football. I watch Premier League football. I don't watch. I'm gonna call it Championship Bush League, but I don't watch Championship football. Nitro, I cause trouble. No, I never see him Nitro. When I watch Championship football, if he was there, fine. But when I see him, no way. So where's the coach? I have no idea. Secondly, hey, you know the coach is having they're gonna have press conferences. Ika Reeds, good question. I have no idea, Ika Reeds. That's not what champion is about. League One. I see. I don't follow. If you're not Premier League, or you're not La Liga, I don't follow you. I don't even follow MLS, much less. I don't follow you. People tell me if you follow MLS, and if you do MLS, no. You have standards. That's League One. Yeah, see me not even know. A League One, how you play? I don't want to go play what people else play MLS, Premier League. I don't understand. Maybe my Premier League potential. Who knows? Yeah, Icarus. Grim had a lot of different stuff. Grim was in Jamaica for a while until he probably get tired of the food because no fish say no food good. And Grim say if him fish better. If him fish now no seasoning, him like him food without seasoning. So I have no idea where the coach is. Can't wait. Hey, those are who control the whole question asking session. Me have question for you ask in express conference. You write on my question then. Me have question for you ask. If me get a chance, come me the remote, me ask the coach where him there. Trust me. That question has to be asked. And people, if those of you who are going to those sessions, if I can't get a chance to ask the question because I'm in remote, please ask the question. Ask him what does he do when he's not in Jamaica. Is the job part-time or is it full-time? Dixon not even make the bench. Yeah, he make Jamaica bench. So Jamaica, I'll probably League 2 then. If he now make the bench at League 1 and Jamaica League 2. Even though I like Dixon, so I probably shouldn't say something that may seem derogatory. Bless up, Sir Mike. What's going on? We're just talking the talk. Tonight we're talking about Ravel and should he be in the national team or the next call up, week after next? We're talking about Busby, given the article in The Guardian and what the JFF did or didn't do. We're going to talk some EPL results. Today was a rough day for my club, Arsenal. So those are sort of key main topics. Yeah, but I want the question to be asked. I'm very conscious about who will ask the question. I'm going to have more than one question. I'm going to have about 10 questions, but with the hope I can get 2 in, right? So I'm going to try to find somebody who can ask questions for me. I don't really know anybody who's in that forum, but I have to be able to ask a question. Arteta out, and we don't answer that. I have no comment on the JPL. It's Jamaica League. Call it Jamaica League. Call it Caribbean League because, yeah, we don't do that. No, we don't really watch championship football, though. People make me elitist when it comes to that. Post-mortem for the under-20. See, JFF will come up about Busby. They might come up with that about upcoming window. Them talk about the girl in South Africa and girl in France. Me not hear nothing but no under-20 post-mortem. JFF, every show me do, me I call you out. I mean, I call out the circumstances. When under 14 win Caribbean Championship, play against some country when I play football, you come out, you beat your chest, you're happy, the coach happy, everybody happy and smile, and have big press conference if you're under 14 now. Under 20, which is close to the senior team, when you say don't have post-mortem panic, you don't have nothing. Because what I'm waiting for do is hope that people get tired of people like Kranky talking about it. They move on to the next thing because it's always about recency bias, and they don't focus on it. And therefore, as such, if that's the case, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to come give, you know something? Hey, JFF arrogant in a star. JFF no feast of them. None of we are stakeholders, you know. Them no feast of we matter. The most arrogant set of you know what on God's earth. They don't feast of we matter. So because and then they want the money if you go down game. Even though me I got a game I send those. They don't feast of we matter, so they don't feast of them obligated to come talk to me. So they have their stakeholders in Jamaica who want them to have their quotas, and then still can't produce nothing. Then put the under 20 out there to the slaughter. And January we're going to pick some overseas born players, naturalized players, 14 of them, and say no, and pick them one people. You see? Bush League give Bush results. 15-0, and we still can't get some answer as to what transpired. And last but not least in that section, so that's what, 2? It's been brought to my attention, hey people, I'm not answering them things, people. If you just give me stuff, you know. If you just give me stuff, sometimes my phone will blow up. You know, mention it anyway. I'll get grief about this from the person, from a certain person, but I don't really care, as usual. So I was informed that the manager for the under 17, the physio for the under 17, the goalkeeper coach for the under 17, all are from Cavaliers. So let me say this. If the JFF has a process to hire people for certain roles based on their qualifications, and they all come from the same place, I have no problem with it. But there's always a but in there. What is the process? But I have a problem if it's nepotism when I get hired. I have a problem when we're told in the under 20 that the manager was the one who determined what players get into the squad. The manager don't know the players. So the coach now will take no pressure from what transpired. So if we have 3 positions on the 17 team, and a ton of people them have, and they are from the same club, then welcome to Arnett Gardens, welcome to Mount Pleasant, welcome to Portmore, welcome to all the other club them. They're not nobody. Did we have a interview process? Were they selected in the interview process? If they were, I'm fine with that. Because maybe Cavaliers, which is the only team from Jamaica now going to the finals of the Caribbean Cup and playing in the Champions League for CONCACAF, and have bunch of kids under 20 and 19 and might do well. So you can justify in some instances why they should get certain privileges based on performance. But if you're not select people just because them got Cavaliers, that's not right. Now, Freddie Butler has nothing to do with selecting some of them people. Ultimate Butler is the coach. And I heard that it's a diversified player list that's on there from different regions. But I don't think Ultimate Butler select is the staff that accompanies him. If he does, then you can call me and tell me. You have my number. But I'm just calling it out. It's brought to my attention. People feed me things, you know. I mean, I relate back to them. What's the process for appointing people for the junior team? Who determines the staff of the junior team? And is it a fair process where we look for the best candidate for the job? Well, look at the negative press Jeff getting one bunny. No, I'm not operate saying no. I'm not get Bailey and Bunny. When them wrong, I call them out. And with the JFF situation, both Bailey and Bunny were wrong in certain instances. Not saying all instances, but they were wrong in certain instances. In fact, I think the women's team just hurt themselves. They not hurt the JFF. Because JFF don't care about the women's team. When they go them time, they say JFF care about them. I don't care about the money they get from the World Cup. They don't care about them. So when them I did I bought them one strike and then I pressure JFF. JFF, you think JFF care? JFF don't answer to them people there. JFF only answer the parish president them because they elect them. They don't care about nobody else. Presser, we'll get to that. Presser, you forget you have to play tomorrow, Presser. Presser, you forget you have to play tomorrow, Presser. We'll get to it, Presser. Presser, forget you have to play tomorrow. Presser, people in Glasshouse shouldn't throw stone, you know. You have to play Chelsea tomorrow, presser. Mine in the presser. Mine where you do. No, JFF don't care. JFF don't care. Look, I can understand where JFF coming from. Because, Jamaicans are some of the most arrogant people on earth. And the JFF is more arrogant than the normal Jamaican, so you know how they are. Except probably Ricketts. I don't think Ricketts arrogant. I'm going to be honest. Can't put everybody in the same basket. I think Ricketts is a person who tried to get along with everybody. And I think that's part of his problem. Sometimes you have to just, get along to get good outcome or to be effective. But I think he has a position where he seemed like he might try to please everybody. And sometimes you can't please everybody. You cannot please everybody sometimes. You have to make some tough decisions, which are not going to please some people. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's go to the EPL. Then we'll touch Busby. And then we'll touch Ravel. It's not going to be no 5-hour show today. Though JFF select anyone on merit. I think that's a Jamaica question, people. I don't think it's a JFF question, no. If you look on Jamaica Parliament, and you look on the Prime Minister, and you read the ICC report, and you look on the companies where you have, the man have a real estate company with person him having in cabinet, and the person have about 3 positions in cabinet. Nepotism reigns in Jamaica. Nepotism is how it works. So we should be shocked about Cavaliers. Cavaliers are just to do what the country do. And then Rudolph will complain, say, you know, bad mind, you know, toxic. Rudolph, as long as me live, I'm going to live in that, my own little utopian world. In terms of the good, I'm going to praise. In terms of the bad, I'm calling out. So Ika Reed said never vote. But Ika Reed's, that's the only time to effect certain change. Now, you may have to select the lesser of 2 evils, but you should vote. Me always have vote. Democrats don't always do what they're supposed to do. But me don't like Trump, so me have to vote. That's me don't like Trump. I don't like the Republicans' agenda, and I think Trump is just not a good person. We can't post that Richard Stewart. But yeah, I always hope El Presidente would, be a little bit different. Oh Lord, I can't post some of these comments. No, I'm gonna get fired on YouTube. Eco said Mount has the best physiotherapist. Yeah, I mean, doesn't mean that the person's available, but we don't understand. We don't know what the processes are, right? Doesn't mean that even if the person could do the job, they are available to do the job. But I'm just asking the question because the question needs to be asked. Yes, the Prime Minister's wife is this House Speaker, right? I mean, Jamaica just whatever. Jamaica does different. That means the US not a problem to them because Trump not divest, I should say, from all him investment then when he become president, first time ever. In no recent tax return, whichever one does, he's not required to do it, but him not do it. The Supreme Court not independent. So it looks like as you go through the world and you look for utopia, you can't find no utopia. You're not even utopia you look for. You just look for people who just be fair, upright, exercise justice, do the right thing, and it's hard, people. Even the supposedly examples of how that's done, poor. Didn't the girls want Busby? We'll get to it. Whether the girls want him or not, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Peter. Let me go EPL first. Let me get to Busby thing. We'll get EPL first. Then we can get to the Busby thing. We do EPL quickly, and then we do Busby, and then we do the rest side. And I don't know why this not want to come up. Why don't you want to come up? Share screen. So these are EPL results. Let me try to bring this up. EPL results today. Bad boy. November 2nd. First game of the day, Newcastle Arsenal. All right, may I stop throughout these people. So they ever skip EPL because people don't really care. Claudine said, I mailed my ballot on Monday and Friday. My vote has been counted. I checked. Awesome, Claudine. So that means Trump is one step closer to his destination. I did my ballot on, let me do it sometime this week. Dr. J says no female program Jamaica is the only Jamaica female is no good, and as much as JFF don't like the girls, they only taking the money. Yeah. They don't like the money. Nitro said Arsenal. Okay, so let's talk about Arsenal. So we played Newcastle this morning, 8:30. They haven't gone back to daylight saving. We haven't gone back to daylight saving time yet. I think that's tomorrow. And it was very, very disappointing, people. And I've said this numerous times. I've said it on this program that we have a decent team. We lack creativity. We score a ton of goals through set pieces, and when it gets time for us to try to break down defenses, we can't. My manager is probably the worst game manager in football that I've ever encountered. He's poor. Can't game manage. Whenever he game manages, it's disastrous. So he had Partey at right back again, who's our best midfielder by a good margin. Declan Rice is overrated. He played him at right back. And when he came in the second half in the midfield, we looked so much different. We're getting the ball between the line, trying to penetrate the first line of defense and second line of defense. Secondly, he plays Trossard in a 10. Trossard is a bench player who should come off the bench. He has winger like Sterling, take off Martin and then put on some other midfielder, instead of put on Sterling, who is quick and may not be playing his best, but has pedigree. Right? His changes are just baffling. And he ain't win shit. Did I say that? Let me forget. He hasn't won anything in the last 4.5 years, or last 4+ years. And after this year, if you don't win nothing, questions have to be answered. Yes, we build a really good team. But offensively, we're inept. And when you score enough goals from set pieces and you score from open play, it's going to catch up with you eventually. Because people are now working us out, getting us off their goalkeeper, and we don't know what to do. It's like we're clueless. We had 58% possession at most of the game today. I'm going to create nothing. How much save did Dick Pope to make today? Nothing. But anyway, I could talk about them all day. But having said that, we see where City lost the Bournemouth. So we lost the Bournemouth with 10 men, and we have to live with that because we're being stupid and come down. Yeah, Nitro, no shot on target. Nitro, we're not doing nothing. Farmer says, I early voted in Palm Beach, check my ballot twice. I should. Who you vote for, Farmer? People, don't see your vote. Tell me who you vote for. I don't want you to say just vote. Tell me who you vote for. Nitro, no shot. Nitro, we're poor. Our forward is not dynamic. Where was Cabra Alberts playing today? I have no idea where he was playing and running up on the field like a chicken on head. People talk about how great he is. And how much goal him score, my good career record. He's not a center forward. He's not my center forward. Not buying it. Havertz in the 9, Trossard in the 10, recipes for disaster. Martinelli's a defender, not doing anything offensively. Make some goddamn changes. It's annoying. But anyway, City today, I watched a City game too. Or part of the City game. Because I was flipping back and forth between City and some other game. City created chances, but I think Pep waited too long to put on Doku. Because when Doku up on the pitch, the whole game changed. Because Doku did I beat 2-3 man, and I'm like, who you tackling me? I be talk about the double team in soccer. Doku will get double team and I roast people. I put them on ice. All of a sudden, the defense have to overcompensate, create more chances for others. And Haaland missed a sitter. Because they probably should tie the game or win the game. They scored a very good header. But also, Bournemouth could have scored 3. It should have been 3-0 at one point. Because the ricochet that came out, the guy kicked over the bar. Even at this point in my life, I still can't score that. Yeah, Doku is a very good player. Very good player. But yeah, no, Arteta is in-game. I've been saying this for the last 3 years. His in-game management is beyond atrocious, people. It's awful. Simply awful. Other games. Ipswich, Leicester. Calvin Phillips get another red card. Lord help him. And then Leicester tied. They were leading for most of the game. Liverpool came back to beat Brighton. Let me say this. If you're playing against Saka, if you're playing against Neto, if you're playing against Salah, you push them to their right. Because they're not on the right foot. They maybe score a goal with their right foot, buck up goal, but they're not on the right foot. Why Isinian was doing when Salah came down and he allowed Salah to go inside is beyond me. That's no brain defending. No brain defending. I agree with you, Ricardo. Doku is ridiculous. I see him roast 2 men today, both trying to cleave in on him. Just do a 1-2 thing. Boom, boom, gone. See you later. Nottingham Forest and West Ham. Boy, West Ham spent £180 million. And and I have nothing for sure for it. Nothing. They're awful. Southampton beat Everton. Everton was like what? Like 5 unbeaten? I think they scored a late goal, but it was ruled out, barely offside. Then Wolves and Crystal, me fall asleep and not give me people. Me watch a game, you know. Me I figure something to watch a game. Me watch a game, halftime come, I'm gonna go do something. Me never remember about the game. Draw 2-2. Wolves not win a game last season, I don't think. Crystal Palace beat Spurs the last time. So yeah. Colin Quest said, Ravel is a lord. 59.9% is better than everyone. Trump's a communist. It's for him to go to prison. Any Jamaican who vote for Trump are mad, evil, foolish. I vote on election day. No, vote for election day, because you don't know what might happen. Vote before election day. Bless up Triple E, bless up CC. Thanks for joining. Vote for election. Colin, vote before election day, man. Don't wait for the last minute. It's always a mad rush and things don't work out right. Me always a traffic go from early nowadays. But that was the thing. Tomorrow we have a couple of games. Because me here Pressa and I chat, I run off in mode. But I'm to Arsenal today. So tomorrow, Tottenham plays Aston Villa. And the great Manchester United, even though their manager not on board yet, he's going to play Chelsea. And they're playing at Old Trafford. So and Tottenham is playing at Villa at Tottenham. So we'll see what happens. But Man City losing to them and feel better. Now Liverpool is trying to run away with the title, but Liverpool not that great, you know. They're a good team. They're not great. So they might come back to the crowd. But now we're about them. Yeah, Michael Roberts. So that's a good thing. See, that's what we like how Michael says. He voted across the board for Democrats. Who do I think will win the election? If you asked me that 3 weeks ago, I would say Kamala. If you ask me today, because what's happening in the whole process is that the whole economy thing is becoming more prominent. People are looking at their checkbook, looking at prices, and say them can't stomach it. Even though you see fuel prices are coming down significantly. I think it's down 13% more recently in the last month. But people are saying everything more expensive, rent more expensive, buy a house more expensive, interest rates high, food more expensive. And that's not Biden or Kamala's fault, you know. That's more of COVID, actually. And here's what's interesting. Who I vote for? I don't vote for a fascist. I don't vote for a criminal. I don't vote for, I go say philanderer, but I can't say that. I'm Jamaican. I don't vote for evil. I don't vote for a racist. I vote for anybody who's orange. I vote for the orange man. If he's Caucasian, I vote for him. He's orange, we can't vote for him. Kranky, do you realize that Bailey don't score a goal all season? I mean, I come and find that in Ricardo, because people say my bad mind, I mean, I fight the youth. So I have nothing to say. But you guys can put it up there and I'll pronounce it. I'll leave it alone. Even though I have it in my team to play for Jamaica in the next window. Anybody who supports City just like watching football, amen to that. I realize Jamaica said they might vote for Trump because they make more money under him. Now, they mean they keep more money. You don't make more money because of a president. So if you have a job, your job now promote you, I'll give you more wages because of the president. What they're saying is that they believe that Trump will be more favorable from a tax standpoint, so they get to keep more money. But Trump doesn't set the tax rates for states, so that's out the window. And for federal, when Trump reduced taxes the last time, all he did was squeeze people in the blue state who get state tax deduction, and then he lowered the top corporate tax so him and his friend them can get it. And they get rid of the capital gains tax. I mean, friend them make enough money off it. So people are confusing Obama's economy with Trump's, because Trump inherited Obama's economy and Biden inherited Trump's economy, but it was going bad in Trump's last year when he was there because of COVID. But people don't remember that. They only remember the good time. Boy, I tell you, if people love Ravel or not, when I say if Ravel have a pulse, if he can breathe him in, don't it? So yeah, what we need to do, people. Because I've been told, you want to know if you know, I'm going to go in a Maran Garden DM, why you know? I'm going to berate him. I'm going to just pile up in him thing, saying if you pick Ravel. I'm going to ask Maran to pick Ravel. All right? Because we know the coaches. We know who makes the selection. Ask Ravel, because if Ravel come at the camp, he must show the coach my best thing in that camp. If Ravel come at camp, he must show the coach the best thing. But we're talking about Ravel. When you just go to Meran and tell Meran, say, look, Meran, and go to Meran DM, go down on his Facebook page, go down Twitter account, find him Twitter account and say, Meran, and I've just put enough things say, Meran, I'm a player. I want to go to the stadium and I call for Ravel. We want Ravel. We want Ravel. But the coach knows that the people don't want Ravel. Because I think the coach will take pressure from fans, you know. Fans pressure coach. Fans pressure coach. Pressure coach. Because I can't believe people voting for Trump. All Puerto Ricans switching now. What about the other crap Trump has been said and done? I know. It's funny. I was in Georgia last year at an event. And there were 2 West Indians there. They weren't Jamaicans. I think they may have been Guyanese. And they were talking about this. They're talking about how their business had do good now. Trump helped them. So I sort of sat down and walked them through who Trump is and X blah blah Z. And a friend of mine told me, who was there with me, my significant other said she went to an event there and saw them and they didn't talk to her. And vexed. He said, we bad them up. We never bad them up. We just showed them, say, Trump is a moron. And you know what? So I had to explain the man's history, what he does or doesn't do, what an economy entails, what does inflation mean? Because some people talk about inflation, they don't talk about, you know, they don't understand how inflation occurs. They're going to drop out of the sky. Then they'll talk about things they don't know about. And then they must say, I understand the border thing in the people. I think the border should be managed, right? Because we are coming foreign. So we can't just want the border closed. Because look at the people who come through the door, want the door closed as them come in. Some people stay in my youth, especially some of my Latin people, that's many people from Latin America. As soon as them Latin America and them straight, then no one nobody else come through. So people come take them job, like them put on job, yeah. And they'll come take other people's job. And plus nobody not take nobody's job. Because America is not, the majority in America is not having kids at the race to maintain the population. You have to supplement the population with immigrants. And immigrants come add enough value. Them create new business, them have small business, them work in all different fields. And then the good, bad, and the ugly come, and indifferent come. And then I'll try to do the same thing. Improve them financial situation. So no people are about. Who has the better economic plan? Trump doesn't have a damn plan. Hey, people, you know, with this thing I done, you know, shouldn't pass that there, you know. When I'm talking about football and Ravel and Busby. Trump now have no economic plan. What Trump say? Drill. That's all he must say. For drill for oil. Trump no economic plan. He more probably cut taxes himself. I don't know which taxes he more cut. Because when he in power, the deficit went up. So now people are talking about. Republicans supposed to be fiscally responsible, which means less government, less taxes, manage the deficit, have a balanced budget. Then none of that. All them do a talk. So I run for the economy and I run for something there. But women I run, Kamala run mainly on the abortion issue. He ain't got no plan. No plan for do nothing. All him do I run off his mouth. When you ask him about plan, him divert to people that eat dog or something. And no have no plan. I'm gonna see nothing but not understand that. And if you ask a MAGA person about Trump, and if you ask them what was his policy the last time around, them can't tell you one policy in effect you it the last time around. They can't tell you none. It's amazing how that working on people. You can't tell you enough Biden, them can't tell you one Trump policy. The only thing to remember Trump do is raise tariff on China on certain products. And then those product prices go up, so you pay more for them. That increase that help with inflation and make it worse. Trump will increase wages after job experience. I understand that. Because government don't know if you do your wages. Yes, Kamala supports. So Kamala has a lot of plans, right? She has a plan to give everybody some contribution to down payment on a house, like $25,000. Increase childcare credit. Biden obviously had a plan to reduce student loan. She has a number of different plans, people. And she put them. All the Republicans talk about she not on plan, or she can't explain her plan. At least if she can't explain, at least somebody put together for her. Trump now on plan except to implement Project 25, which is now called something that 47, where you want change the whole federal government, change the education system, get rid of critical race theory, a bunch of stuff. But anyway, we're going to talk football. We digress. Yeah, he's running with an economic plan. I don't know what he plans to do. What he plans to do is run away, deport enough people. Yeah, that's his plan. His plan is to deport 12 million people. Put them up on plane, they go. So they deport all the people that are illegally. Because when I say all of them illegal, but every store you go to people, all the construction people them, All the supermarket where you go to, hey, in my neighborhood, appear most black people live there now. If you go to a nice store, know what black people are in there. Appear Hispanic in there. Let me put it that way there. I mean, most of them not straight. I not take most of them straight. So who start to sell them? You might talk about say you take black people job, you come from the border. Who start to sell them? Because people would live there and do it. Reggae Boyz Central says, I honestly feel like the fan base may be the least educated in world football. We have no standards for selection. So many players out there that nobody speaks about doing well. Yeah, there are a bunch of players, people, but unless Meran tell the coach, you won't know about them. Margaret sang a known racist found that Planned Parenthood to determine the black population. Yeah, but I mean, but those things evolve. Those things evolve, Lee Young. Them things they evolve. It's making people more responsible in terms of having kids. Black people now listen to nobody but on Planned Parenthood. Them all go have them fun and what happen. There's much rap star I would have done 15 pitney of such. Or just think of pitney them have. All the people that more rich have enough pitney. Don't worry about them. No restriction population for blacks. We go have fun and we think about the pitney later. So we have for it. Anyway, let me turn on this. We talk about Busby now. Let's talk about Mr. Busby. So there was an article. Big sigh from me. Big sigh. There's an article in, I don't like these newspapers now, but it seemed like this article was credible. There's an article in The Guardian, which I'll read from. It talks about the Reggae Girlz coach, Mr. Busby, Hubert Busby, who was the previous coach when he was appointed, and then the situation came in about him in Vancouver and the player there that he supposedly sexually harassed, and JFF didn't terminate his hiring, whatever, and he got rehired more recently when the JFF came with a statement saying he was cleared by FIFA. Now, The Guardian says, and let me read this quickly. The JFF has reinstated the coach of its women's national team, falsely claiming he has been cleared of allegations of serious misconduct by FIFA Ethics Committee. I should say FIFA's Ethics Committee. Hubert Busby Jr. returned to lead Jamaica's women's national team in May this year, 2.5 years after being suspended by the Federation, after a former player alleged he made sexual advances to her while he was coach of Vancouver Whitecaps women's team in 2010 and 2011. Announcing Busby's return in May this year, the Jamaica Football Federation said in this media release that after careful consideration and due process, careful about the word people know, due process, that means they went through some either political thing or some arbitration process, our technical committee has recommended the immediate reappointment of Hubert Busby as head coach of the senior women's national team. Technical committee. Is that one person or a body? Just throwing it out there. He was removed from the position when the JFF requested FIFA to investigate unsavory media reports originating in Europe. FIFA subsequently claims about it's kind of funny. So this happened in North America, but the reports that on February happened in Europe, and then them terminating because of those reports. Really interesting. Busby told media in Jamaica that it is important now to turn the page and sit in front of you knowing that the vindication is there. He added that his experience was part of God's plan. People, let me stop there for a minute. Why do people who get accused of things, like the Prime Minister of Jamaica, about the illicit enrichment, he might talk about to them bad mind and him work hard on this. Why do we do that? Why we bring God into your situation when somebody say harass them? What God have to do with it? What's God's plan? God nothing to do with it, sir. That bring God in on a person or something. FIFA, however, has confirmed to The Guardian that its ethics committee closed a preliminary investigation into allegations against Busby without reaching any judgment, and that it may reopen an investigation if it receives more information about the original claims. FIFA is just a sorry-ass organization. You know? It's like the devil and him picking them. You know? It's like the federations are the devil's picnic and FIFA are the devil. Because you see your close invest. You don't tell nobody you're closing. You see your closing. Now, what does close mean? So let's look at this from both sides. If he did something wrong, and you say it's outside the window, first question is, why is it not a criminal prosecution in the first place? Or them go civil court about this, right? Because sometimes it's easy. He said, she said. You don't want to destroy somebody's reputation. if you're alleging something, right? But let's say this. So when the FIFA don't tell anybody anything. The JFF come out and say he was exonerated. He wasn't exonerated. It's like some case they had in Jamaica where somebody had a technical issue and then get off. You're not exonerated. If the statutory period expired, that means they can't pursue you. Like if you do something that taxes, for example, and it's under a window where, you know what, the time lapse and it pass, them can't pursue you. But don't say he wasn't exonerated. Say you believe he probably wasn't. And here's another thing too. The Guardian is taking a side, say he did something inappropriate. It's his word against the person's word, right? So here's my question, because I don't take any sides in this. I'm on the fence. If you don't say he was exonerated, are you saying there's still an issue? You say if some things come to you, you're going to investigate. So what is he supposed to do in the meantime? Are you saying he should never work with women? And if he's guilty and he's working with women, then you put the woman at risk. We're in this limbo situation, people. It's not a good place to be. Something needs to be resolved. Now, Dennis Strong came out and made some statements, which I'll read upon. Let me just finish the rest of this. The Guardian also understands. So FIFA over had confirmed to the Guardian that its ethics committee closed a preliminary investigation and it will reopen if claims occur, right? But if they do something if claims occur against FIFA, The Guardian also understands that witnesses to the alleged misconduct, including former Vancouver Whitecaps player Mallory Enoch, who made the initial claims against Busby, were never interviewed by ethics committee. So FIFA, is it that the expiration of the period, is that a time lapse after you got the complaint or during? And why wouldn't you interview the player that made the accusation? We just totally confused them there. But that's FIFA. With regard to the allegation against Mr. Busby, the investigatory chamber of the FIFA Ethics Committee initiated a preliminary investigation into a potential breach of Article 23, protection of physical and mental integrity of the FIFA Code of Ethics. FIFA says, so they start investigation. Let's see what happened. We can confirm that the preliminary investigation has been closed in accordance with the FIFA Code of Ethics and statute of limitations that apply to the time of the. But is it that you're a slew of FIFA? You don't tell me nothing. This is our prejudice that new circumstances may reopen an investigation in accordance with FIFA just talking in goddamn circles. They're so. And then somebody can ask me, maybe I better add that than FIFA auditor. I'm just brain dead. A preliminary investigation may, amongst other steps, include collecting written information. So if you don't interview the person who brought the initial accusation, what are we talking about? And they're going to say, yeah, here it is. FIFA takes any allegation reported to it extremely serious. Any allegation reported to FIFA is handled in confidence and according to applicable rules, regulation in each case. FIFA, you're sorry. FIFA sources with knowledge of the Ethics Committee investigation into the allegation against Busby confirmed to the Guardian that the coach had not been cleared, but that the investigation had been closed because the statute of limitation had expired. So is it expired because you were slow, FIFA? And during the period you're investigating, because if you start, it can't expire. So if they start investigation, the period can't expire. That doesn't make no sense. It expires. Normally, expiration occurs in instances where when you bring the thing to me, I'm going to say, no, you can't investigate it because the time expires. If you start the investigation, it can't expire. It's crazy. Talking about the Reggae Girlz coach, Money Pro Music. Talking about the Reggae Girlz coach. I think the issue that Guardian may get sued, so maybe they're covering themselves. I don't know. The Guardian is. Let me tell you something. Enough people say they must sue you for defamation, and then them just do it because it make them look good. Let me tell you that right now, because it's an alleged situation. We agree, but all I'm reading them saying is that he wasn't exonerated, and FIFA is saying he wasn't exonerated. Now, here's my point again. I'm trying to make, which is this: it gotta be fair. Is the person then supposed to never be employed in the field? If they've never been convicted, is that fair? But if they're guilty, is it fair to the woman they're going to be working with? Right? Okay, if you read the specifics of what transpired, so let me just summarize it. The player said they were on a trip. A room was not booked for her, which I don't see it being addressed. When she asked about her room, the man said, "You have a bed in our room for her. You have 2 beds in there." When she go into the room, the man approached her in a certain manner, and she told him that she's not interested, and she report him. You know what I'm saying? Man start get frisky and busy, and she said, "No, That's the allegation. The man said, no go so. So you can be on what side you want to be on. You can say, why would someone just make up that story? And you can say, if it's true, why isn't it being brought to closure? Because the accuser was based in Canada and people would have buried him. The accuser played for them in this club whose headquarters in Japan. Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to prove these things because it's he said, she said. Unless you had recordings, unless you have some physical evidence, right? And she didn't say he raped her. She said he approached her sexually advanced. So it's kind of hard to prove. It's he said, she said. But the JFF shouldn't have come out and said he was exonerated. And that's what apparently they said, Dennis Strong said. She was a player, yes. That's the question, Drew Ross. I think they're saying, because FIFA didn't investigate him anymore and said the investigation was closed, maybe they interpreted that as exonerated, even though that's not my real understanding of the situation. And maybe JFF don't know what exonerated mean. Maybe them feel because you don't get prosecuted, that means you're exonerated. Sometimes you don't have evidence, so you close the case. Right? That's what happens sometimes. But anyway, it's not good for... so they did quote Dennis Strong here. The General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation, Dennis Strong, declined multiple requests for an interview or comment and was unable to provide evidence that Busby has been cleared of the allegations by FIFA. The General Secretary has his papers in order, as a JFA spokesperson told The Guardian, referring all questions regarding Busby returned to the national team position FIFA. Referring all questions regarding Busby return to the national team position to FIFA. So they say go back to FIFA and talk to FIFA. The allegations against Busby were made in 2021 by former Vancouver Whitecaps player Mallory Enoch, who claimed the coach attempted to solicit sex from her during a prolonged recruitment process while he was in charge of the Whitecaps women's team in 2010-2011. Busby has denied the allegations. Enoch told The Guardian that in Orlando in 2011, so they must have been traveling, following a tournament they both attended, he convinced her to stay at his hotel because it was too late and too far for her to return home. When we got back to the hotel, he didn't have a room reserved for me, Enoch said. I had to stay in his room. This particular night, there were 2 beds, and I laid in my own bed, and he made his way to my bed. He was all on all fours, fully on the bed. He was definitely inflamed. I'm gonna use that word. He tried to kiss and touch me. The light was not on, but I don't think he had his shirt on. I had to negotiate to get him out of the bed. I told him I wasn't interested. Busby has denied the allegation. He has never faced criminal charges over the allegations. I wished it on no one, Busby set up the allegations at a press conference in May announcing his return to the coaching the Jamaica women's team. But it's a pass. I have said it was not my plan, but God's plan. Sometimes you just have to have faith and see things through. It's important now to turn that page and sit in front of you knowing that vindication is there. I don't think it was vindicated. I think it's just, they just moved on. But people, all these things are alleged, people. As I said, you can't take side because you don't know, you never did it. At the end of the 11th season, Whitecaps players sent an email to club officials, hear this now, people, detailing a list of complaints concerning inappropriate behavior by Busby and his coaching staff. In 2011, Enoch also notified Whitecaps management of her interaction with Busby. She stated, "My biggest concern is this will be swept under the carpet." Went to FIFA. The club did not renew Busby's contract after management received the complaints, but players were told not to speak publicly about the issue by Whitecaps management. Busby has previously told The Guardian he was offered a contract renewal by the club, but he was not able to agree terms. So one people starts, he says, share singing, once you get fired, once your contract was not renewed. So what we have heard that before, people. Once you get fired, once your contract not reviewed. In 2021, the Vancouver Whitecaps chief executive officer, Axel Schuster, apologized to Enoch for how the club handled the 2011 complaints. A long time, that's not people. 13 years ago, you know. Somebody got to move on, people. Enoch said in a statement to The Guardian, "I'm sadly not shocked to see that Hubert is back in the field coaching women's again, and it was never interviewed by FIFA or the Jamaica Federation. There is evidence to support my allegation and needs to be investigated." What evidence do you have? Let's see the evidence. Unfortunately, the harsh reality we have learned in the world of sports over the last decade. So did you have text from the coach? Make we know now. "My former teammates were grateful when our story went public in 2021. I wish what happened to me happens to no one. I asked my name and career speaking out. Axel Schuster told me personally the safeguards that they were planning to put in place for the future, that the Whitecaps would be a different environment. My wish is that the FIFA and the JFF also act to keep soccer a safe environment. Blah, blah, blah. So he said, she said, people. What are you going to do? It's a he said, she said story. You don't know who to believe. She seemed to have some specifics and said she seemed to seem credible, but you never know. So someone is saying, and Vancouver. So let's go to Ravel now, people. We'll move on. That was Busby. Busby had a coach. Now I'm going away. JFF hire him. I don't know, can't tell JFF up with it. None of we can tell JFF up with it. I'm not get none of all done on there. Busby had a coach. If you did something wrong in the past, don't do it again, Busby. That's all we can say. You get to read it, don't do it again. If you did something, it's alleged. No one can prove it. But if you do it, don't do it no more. Keep yourself to yourself. Let the woman them go play football, enjoy themselves, coach them, lead them, mentor them, manage them. But leave the other things alone if you do anything. Yes, that's what the article said. That's what she said, actually. We don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, Jura Force. I mean, she was explicit with that, wasn't she? She made sure that came across. Yes, DW. That's what she's saying. They were recruiting her. But she played at a tournament, which he was at, actually. If he wasn't exonerated, why people say it was clear. Yeah. That happened. So people, let's talk about Ravel. So people, let me say this. I am so disappointed in myself. I got to figure this thing out. I spent, as I said earlier in the program, 4 hours trying to cut and slice some Ravel tape. Why am I come ready enough for this, you know? I'm so disappointed. I have the Ravel thing, but I can't upload the thing. Can I cut and slice it up, people? That was not a good place. I can't upload it. Towards keeping out, put up your thing. Mind the females come for me. What do you mean? Me not man. I support females, man. Me not take no side. Me only take side when it's fear. Me want to be fear. Play it from no, I can play it, you know. But the problem is it's an hour and like 13 minutes. That's the problem. So if you play it, you can't skip sections. Not the whole thing is good. Let me tell you something, people. The whole thing is good. No, seriously, the whole thing is good. There's not one part of the interview which is bad. But I figured I didn't want to play the whole hour and 30 minutes, which I may have to do actually. Because it was just so long. And then they were very aggressive in their advertisement, in their as in Jamaica advertisement. So throughout the tape, if you just play the YouTube one, you're gonna hear advertisement cutting. Because I have it on my phone, it's hard for me to jump from one section to the next. I'm gonna play some of it. It's the Troy Gene interview. So let me play some of it actually. I'm play the start. But Ravel, let me say this by the way, before we jump in Ravel, I said with Troy Deeney, Deeney they talk about the whole Jamaica thing and say he might run Schaefer. Because Schaefer don't talk about say he might let down in country. Team country England. He never say England, but he said Schaefer try rush him and Schaefer don't know say Deeney a bad boy from long time. Deeney same father used to go ball up some man and put him in a car and all sort of something. Deeney come from Deeney father bad man. I think same father dead 12 years ago or something like that. And he's never been to Jamaica. I think he might go to Jamaica this year. But I'm gonna play part of it actually. Because you know what, people? And me call out one. Me not call the person name, but them know themselves. People, when you slice videos, you are disingenuous when you play a small segment of that video to create a certain narrative, and you don't elaborate and put context to what the person is saying. So I saw it on somebody's video where they only played the part where he talked about JFF being disorganized, and you would make it think that he was just bashing JFF. If you listen to the entirety of the video, you would see he was calling out certain things that transpired, but he also talked about how he loved the vibes when he come at the camp. But there was one show I saw, I didn't watch a lot of shows, where they cut a certain slice and the slice was not fair cut. And it was Jamaica Reggae Boyz in the channel. Some people cover Reggae Boyz. That wasn't good, actually. I think that was unfair. But anyway, Mr. Play some of these people. It may not be the best tape to play it, but just because of how it constructed. Can I play the YouTube thing?
Been able to have if it was for football.
This is the beginning of the tape.
Most disrespected footballer in English history.
We'll be going to like restaurants and you'll be in there.
So this is highlights from the interview. They're going to go into it in detail.
And it's like, you know, Paul's a very good friend of mine. So, and I know Paul,
the person.
By the way, people, by the way. And Claudine, you can attest to this. You know, so we don't say nothing about no likes yet tonight, even though half of the thing them have like in Claudine, you know, the Claudine, when I mention 1 likes and 1 subscribe tonight, don't it? In Claudine, one of you acknowledge it first before we move forward. So when I mention 1 like and 1 subscribe, Claudine, you notice that? There's a reason for that. Anytime we do that, it's not a good thing. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, I know Paul the person, and Paul doesn't cheat in life. Me personally, I think it could have been a setup somewhere.
What's happening, people, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Play. Day 2 filming out in Dubai, as opposed to the old London studio. Troy Deeney, as always.
By the way, people, before we go further, there are some, how do I call it? Some choice words that Deeney and his fellow presenter or panelists, not Ravel, use in this whole program, right? I want to know. Make sure no look at it now watch the program because I use some choice words sometimes, which is not good, but apartheid.
Yes.
Ravel Morrison, big up yourself, brother. Thank you very much for coming. Well, I can't fist bump out.
It's a big man. I keep saying, bro, we had Jamaica Football, didn't it?
Yeah.
JD.
I was calling him JD.
Yeah, I think I watched that, you know.
Bro, met him about like 30 minutes. By the end of it, it's like, yeah, JD. This. I'm like, oh, you don't know him, like, just Jermaine, innit?
Yeah.
Come on, play it again.
Is that when we was asking him about the transfers?
Yeah.
Watch
You know
it.
what I'm saying? Beyond the Play's got footballers watching already, right?
We're trying. Now, this is just a podcast where we chat about lives, but we try and get the players to show themselves. And I think you're the perfect example. Where there's a certain stigma to you,
definitely,
and there's another side to you which I don't think too many people see, edit. So I think we're just going to start off with just what's going on, man. You're out here now, training. I want that to be known. You training, come straight from training here.
Gym training.
You look happy, though.
Yeah.
You look happy.
Stress-free over it, man. Enjoying it, just getting on with football. As you know yourself, there's a lot of politics in England. Favoritism, but come over here and just come out here and enjoy it. Yeah.
Are you feeling that you're getting the enjoyment? Both football and life.
So I've been playing for 18 months. So it's been a long time, but I've come out here now and
people, the man said a while ago, he hasn't played football for 18 months. That's a long time. Somebody who 31 this year, a long time that.
The team just took to me well.
Yeah.
So they've brought me in, they've shown me a lot of love, and can't complain.
Do you feel you need that love?
Wouldn't it be crazy if you could create voice
See what I'm talking about?
that sound like a
So it's a very aggressive
teenage girl
or a guy with a
advertising schedule they have.
Nah, just a certain bit of respect.
Yeah.
Sometimes in England you don't get it.
Of course.
It doesn't matter what you do, but you don't get it.
You've floated about over the course of the last, 14 years or so. We were having a little look before. You're now playing in the UAE, Precision FC as such. What's it like? I mean, you would have had a lot of experiences. How does this compare on a day-to-day when you're going into training as opposed to, playing in Mexico or playing over at Manchester United or Lazio? Or
Different.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't even know you was in Mexico. I've known you a long time. I'm like, when did you go there?
That was probably the most enjoyable season of life.
Really?
Mexico,
we got to go into that.
Yeah,
we've got to go into
that. Go on. Tell us why, please.
It was just
how's it come about first?
Mexico.
Yeah.
So I was at Lazio.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to go on loan to Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
So that my agent Dan sorted that out. We couldn't get it through. This is when he was in Championship. So they ended up going down to Championship.
What year would that be? 14? 2014?
I think me and you was in communication.
Yeah,
you know?
2014. Yeah, I should say.
But then the English window shut. So I couldn't go because obviously I was contracted at Lazio.
Mm-hmm.
So then the only window that was open was Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few other places in the world, obviously, but Mexico. And
Liga MX, yeah.
Yeah, they must have contacted Lazio because remember Rafa Marquez?
Mm-hmm.
He had a band, didn't he?
It's a big name, but
He had a band.
Yeah.
By the way, Rafa Marquez used to play for Mexico, played for Barcelona. I think he was accused by the U.S. government allegedly of laundering money or something for the cartel, and that's why he couldn't probably travel to the U.S. or he couldn't leave Mexico.
Because of some stuff that was going on in the US, and contacted Lazio. Dan got onto me, and at the first thing I was like, well, I'm not sure.
That's a serious culture shock, right?
You never really hear the league.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was coming from the European league where Italy's a big league, so I thought
your name was still buzzing at that point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So I thought we'll have a look. So they flew us out the next day. Flew out for 48 hours. Got there.
Whereabouts in Mexico was it?
Do you know where El Chapo is?
Oh, I swear. No, you know what? I can. You know, what a name drop. No, you know what?
You say that to the lads back. I'm like, I'll go to Mexico. That lads up.
No, because I remember.
Where El Chapo? I'm like, oh, yo, can we come?
Guadalajara.
Yeah. Was it Guadalajara?
So
I've been. Yeah, I went to Canelo. So I was going to ask.
What said about you?
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that's how weird it is.
Okay.
Right? Because you see, like the Cancuns and stuff like that. We done fight nights in Cancun, and Guadalajara was the first time I went, and I was like, oh shit! Like first thing they told me, cartel territory.
Yeah,
And
but
then
the
you're
cartel.
But it's actually pretty sound out there,
Very,
right?
very respectful.
Yeah,
people.
they are. They
You
are.
know
They
what I
are.
mean?
They are.
If you see them, if you meet them, they're respectful people. Obviously, you don't want to cross.
No, of course, of course. But on like a yeah.
On a day-to-day.
It's only if you cross them, then it's a.
I normally find in my life experiences that the more dangerous the person, the nicer they are.
Yeah, 100%.
Just don't get on the wrong
whatever
side of
sport,
someone.
whether that be legal, illegal sports or not, the nicer they are because they know what they could do to you. They're trying to avoid it.
Yeah, they don't want it. Yeah.
They're like you bring too much heat, man. Anyway, please carry on before Charlie rudely interrupted.
Yes, I was in Guadalajara, and every couple of days you'll see Canelo driving around everywhere. So it was an unbelievable experience, and everything about it, man. The weather,
food.
Yeah, we used to go. Me and my friend come out with me.
Sick.
And he's on quad bikes for training.
Where down?
So we used to go on quad bikes for training, park him up around the corner, jump in the car for like 2 minutes, drive down the road, training ground, pull out, get back on the quads and go home.
See, I don't think people realise just how, I don't hate the word normal, but you are just one of the lads, isn't it? You love.
Of course.
I know how I've never even told you this, because we've never met, like in person.
Just football. Yeah.
We've always chatted on Insta, football, whatever.
Got you.
But I don't know, I suppose I'm 36, I'm 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. I'm 5 years I'm 5 years older than him. So obviously I've always looked and like, okay, I see this guy, but he gets in trouble that I was getting in. So you kind of have like a liking to, you know what I mean? Like, yo.
Yeah, we click straight away. Like, if I see him on the football, we'll talk. Do you know what I mean? After the game,
one of them ones where you bond like that.
But I used to drop him messages where like if things were a bit, don't worry, like keep your head at it, and vice versa. So, but he's my oldest younger brother Ellis is 32. Yeah, you're the same. Yeah. You two are the same. Loves quad bikes, loves motorbikes, stick at everything. But he don't like being told what to do. Do you know what I mean?
The same.
So like with Ellis and probably with Rav, you have to like. If you get them there, they'll do it. It's getting them there. Problem,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I used to be like when I was like growing up, even with football, getting to training. When I got to training, I enjoyed it. I loved it. When I was young, I didn't want to go training.
Couldn't be bothered to get.
Everything else is just a distraction, isn't it? Life, people, girls, food, whatever it might be. But I was going to ask, you ain't got a missus now, have you?
No.
Didn't have a missus at the time.
Yeah.
You did.
Wait,
with
what
Mexico.
Time? Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll leave.
I thought we were going to get a political one.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, Dave. You say that he's thinking, oh shit, I've been mudded 10 minutes in.
Unfortunately, I
said, unfortunately, yeah.
So I bet. Friend here, and we all come out. But
nice.
If I could change it now,
yeah, I bet. You say that, I suppose, and it's more of a Western approach. We don't ever really look at, I was going to say South America, obviously Mexico's in North America, but it's got that South American culture. So when you were over there, were you sort of, was it a little bit pinch me as to how big football really is over there, right?
Yeah, massive, like stadiums rammed.
every
Yeah.
time.
And the fans are
Yeah,
nuts,
the fans,
right?
Yeah, the fans are nuts.
Crazy.
You can't. Sometimes you can hear the fans in England.
Yeah,
You hear the fans, but you can hear, say, me and you are shouting each other on the
yeah,
pitch.
you can still hear each other.
You can't hear nothing in
Oh,
Mexico.
where now?
You go to certain places, you can't hear nothing. If we play against Chivas,
Yeah,
you couldn't hear each other on the pitch. It was
That's
mad. Or
mad.
you go like Club America, if it's a full stadium.
Do you ever have any like bad fan encounters? Because I always see like the
asked me
moodiest
about
things happen. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's Premier League, right?
Yeah,
and that was
no,
also
these
like
ones are
away from like in
Yeah,
England,
yeah.
bro. Like even like people
I
have
was
told
just
me
more
up
like,
in-
why are you so interested in bad fan
because
encounters? Even if
these
it was-
lot are gangsters.
Yeah, but my point is, even if it went the wrong way,
Fight life, innit? Boxing, you. So
That's what I'm saying.
no, he loves the clicks. He's all
Yeah, yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
But I'm saying,
No,
even
but
if
I
it-
can
if it
just
was
imagine
really bad,
some moody
if it
mob
was
and
bad, you
geezer
ain't gonna talk
fuming.
about it, right? My point is.
no.
No, true. Yeah.
So like, even what you're trying to get
just
out.
don't
Yeah,
speak about
yeah,
it.
exactly.
You don't bring it back up.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? That's
You
it.
don't think about it again. Yeah, yeah,
No, you think about it, just don't speak
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Or unless the cameras are down. and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lads
yeah,
having a
yeah,
beer. Like, this one time, this happened.
So I have to stop this periodically for fair use purposes, just in case I get accosted. I'll say this, which is I agree with the audience about Troy dominating the conversation. I don't know why his hosts take all these put downs. You give him these little subtle put downs. Because you can think Troy walks around that he was a Premier League footballer. He does spend most of his time in the Championship. But he seemed to give his host a little bit of a hard time, actually. But his host seemed to take it in good spirits. So it works. But if you watch Troy's entire interview, Ravel is just so calm and composed and not seem to be perturbed by anything, no matter what. Because the questions got, I wouldn't say they were difficult, but he just seemed to embrace the entirety of it, actually. Almost like he's at peace.
Yeah, anyway, I want to go back. I want to go back to two reasons. Because obviously, Man United is. I'll be totally honest with you, I don't really like talking about Man United because I don't think it played a part in who you are, but it didn't play the part in who you are.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I feel like you have to talk about it because
Everyone speaks about United like I was a 13 player
There you go.
at Manchester United.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I left when I was young. I left when I was what? 17.
yeah,
Signed for West Ham when I was 17 because my birthday is February the 2nd.
yes,
So then I went into it as 18.
yeah. So but that's what I mean. But I feel like it played such a big part in who you are.
Yeah.
That
Development
it'd be
and-
stupid
yeah,
for us
yeah, not to
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was talking to you because when we talk about footballers, he starts panicking. People want us. He panics. If we had a boxer sat there, he don't want to do no prep before. He's like, I got this. Don't worry. Talk about football. It's like, oh, can you lead this one and that? I'm like, just speak, bro. It's all good. Anyway, what did I say to you?
Ex-Premier League footballer leads on football, by the way. Big shock.
What did I say to you about this man here? Big,
To be fair, most talented player. Like the first thing he said was just
Appreciate
pure
that.
fucking
most talented
talent.
player England's ever developed.
Mm.
And everyone's going to be like, oh, fucking how you saying that? I'm telling you that.
That's the first thing Troy ever
I'm telling you
said
that.
about you.
Think about what's just happened. Just put it into context. He never played for Man United first team. Left when he was 17. But Rio talks about it. Sir Alex talks about it. Why? Why do they all talk about it?
Mm.
I wasn't even there and we knew who he was. He's a problem. So anyway, with all that being said.
So I see puts in here that Ravel not afraid of nobody. Dini a bad man, yes. Look on Dini history, but Ravel not afraid of money. Ravel run with film crowd too. Everybody have them crowd, you know. Everybody have them crowd. So I agree with that, Eagle Republic.
I wanted to say, give you your flowers for that. But then
Appreciate it.
secondly, is there a reason, in your opinion, looking back now with a bit older head, as to why that didn't work out? Was it environment? Was it you? Was it a mixture of both? What was it?
Yeah, it's probably both, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably both. Obviously, like when you grow up,
Mhm.
you've got so many distractions back home.
Of course.
I mean, you got your friends. Everyone wants to go.
Because you
out,
was in
do
the mix
this.
as well, innit? Yeah.
I was young. And you feel like when you're young, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know how. It's probably stupid, but I didn't know how big Manchester United was when I was growing up. Because that's where
it's all you
I've
knew.
always been.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
But he's in Manchester.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm in Manchester. Obviously, I'm not a first team player.
Yeah.
So if you look back now and you see all the first team and how they get treated, it's different. I was just an academy player or
Yeah.
reserve player. So if I could go back, I would change a lot of things. But
Who was your youth team? Your year would be Paul. No? Paul Pogba.
Paul, Jesse,
Wells is too old now.
Wells is like 2-3 years older.
2 years.
Mm.
closer to you than me.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, so like, because my age group was Klebs, Welbs, that type of. Yeah. That's why I knew about you, if you get me, because these that were like
same people that mentioned him. Yeah.
Watch out for this kid. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard to live a life of regrets as such, but you say you would change things. Is that more just in terms of like, obviously you grew up in Manchester, you were at Manchester. No, precisely. Yeah.
Normal me.
Yeah. But like, is that in terms of like, if you had the opportunity to go back, little things like discipline, and you say like at times you didn't want to take yourself to training and such, but when you got there, you
discipline. I've only even like, you know, a footballer's diet and everything.
Yeah.
It was only since lockdown I started doing diets.
Yeah.
Before that, I'd just eat whatever I want, do what you want. Obviously, like I told you, I don't drink, but fizzy drinks and all that, that's what I'll be doing. So, but when I look back now, it's not. It wasn't.
But you never struggled though, did you? To make weight, you was never. You weren't in Fat Club like me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, you know what? When I went to Sheffield United,
they put you in Fat Club.
Yeah. Me and my mate Kian. You know Kian? That's when I thought, what? This is long.
Imagine 15 years of it.
Yeah, it was mad still.
Do you know what Fat Club is?
Yeah, do you know what Fat Club is?
So,
I assume you come back over and they make you run.
When you say overweight,
do you have an optimal weight that they want you at?
Yes. So, but this is pre-season, in season, out of season.
So there's an in-season Fat Club.
Yeah. You got to stick at but before.
So people, it's an interesting name, isn't it? When you're not at the weight that the club expected to be, they call it a Fat Club, right? So you could be a couple pounds over that number, which is, I think, how Calvin Smith got shamed at Man City. I think he was way over that, probably a stone over that number. It's my understanding. But if you're over a certain weight, suppose you was to weight 150 pounds and you're 151, you're part of the Fat Club. Really interesting.
You must be fuming at you if you're in season Fat Club now.
No, well, think about this, right? We normally get weighed on a Monday, innit?
Yeah.
Monday. You could play Sunday and then get weighed on the Monday. Now you're going to be 2-3 kilo lighter because you just played the night before. The following week, you play on the Thursday. You get it on the Sunday. Now you're going to be heavier because you've had Friday, Saturday off. Sunday, you've just ate and trained as normal.
It got to a point where Sunday I was watching what I was eating. Family was having Sunday dinner. I'm just having a coffee, and because if you miss weight, not miss weight, it's not, but like you're overweight. Like after you're training with the group, and after training, you've got your own gym session where you've got to do. A myth.
Well, we did Fat Club was 8 a.m.
Do you do it in the morning?
In the morning. 8 a.m. So if on Monday you go to weight, they'd be like. They'd obviously figure it out Monday. Tuesday, Monday night you get a text. Everyone start times, and you'd be a group. They would say it. What for Fat Club?
Fat Club. You do that thing. It's a bit embarrassing.
That's what I'm probably. But does that not make you not want to be in Fat Club?
You're raging, like
that's what I'm saying.
Because the first thing I put back here was like,
are you not disrespectful?
10.4 body fat. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're meant to be 10. See, but that 0.4 for someone like me was hard to shift. Do you know what I mean?
And I've been in Fat Club where I've not ate on the Sunday yet.
Yeah.
And I'm still in Fat Club. And I'm thinking I should have just ate.
You know what I mean? Because if you're going to be in there, you may as well fucking... Yeah. So you've starved yourself and you're still in Fat Club.
What's the worst thing you've ever done I know we've gone off a little bit for Fat Club to get out of it? What's the worst thing you've ever done? Do you want me to tell you mine? I'll tell you. I'll expose myself, but then it's cool for you, Edit, to come in after. So we had Fat Club, and I knew we had tested, but we had the one you have to lie down, and they scan you, what you can't get away from.
Dini must always be in Fat Club because Dini's always been big. I know what Dini talking about. Dini's never been a little size person ever. He's always been the size that he is now.
So basically, calipers, if you kind of don't drink, it tweaks in it. But if you're on this lying down one, it's like a full X-ray, you can't get away from it. So I knew that was coming on the Monday. We played Saturday. I went home, went sauna.
Yeah, I've done that.
The bedman just played. I think we won as well. Normally I'd go out. I went sauna, swimming, bike. Then I went out with the lads.
Yeah.
Got pissed, obviously. Come back Sunday, had a massive brekkie, jumped on the scales, and I was a kilo under what I should be.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not enough. So I took my bike in the sauna and sat in there for 40 minutes.
Fucking hell.
But I went to... But I went to work, no joke.
Man's out here doing
right,
UFC.
like, all cracking at that, cracking round, and I was like, get me on that first. Lay down. I just about made it. Just about made it. But I was in.
But surely that's just detrimental, really.
No, because all I'm thinking is, if as long as I make it, I ain't got another week of this. Because you ain't getting fat cap for one day.
No, of course.
It's a week. That's long.
It's not the one
swear.
day.
No, you're not.
So you get weighed at the start of the week, and then that's it. If you're over, you're there the whole week.
Yeah, and they'll tweak it. Obviously, the closer it gets to game day, you won't do gym. It might be just like a couple of extra runs after. Or just it's stress, bro.
It's heavy.
You did that Sheffield United. That would have been with
Wilder.
Yeah,
And
Chris.
he's strict
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
Chris is
He's
on
a good manager, but he's strict.
Yeah, so
sauna. I've been in a run in the morning, sauna, shower, mouth dry, no coffee. I'm just driving to training with no drink or anything.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is that not detrimental then? Because that to me sounds like the stuff that we see boxers and UFC for. Obviously, they do it a bit more intensely throughout the whole space of a whole week.
Remember, they're doing it
to make an optimum weight for one. Yeah,
night.
But what I'm saying is, if you're drying yourself out to get weighed in to avoid yourself running more, then you're not going to be the best version of yourself in training, right?
Water and all that.
Yeah.
So you'll do that at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. You won't trade till 10. 11.
Yeah, true.
But I've done that. Come out of Fat Club. Following week, I'm back in Fat Club. I think I'm out now and I'm back in. That's stressful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh. And then you've got to do the same again.
At what point do you just like, nah?
You know the only way you get out of it? If you're scoring or playing well.
Yeah.
They're not asked.
Or you training well. I think I ended up going back in there and I just said that this is who I am. I can't. This is me healthy. I feel healthy when I'm at this weight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some people do feel like
It's just before you started taking dieting more seriously.
Yeah. No, this is after.
I swear.
What made you do the diet change through lockdown then? Information, where you was feeling?
I just wanted to better myself, you know. I'm running every single day. Like with one of my friends, I was doing like 3K, 5K, 3K, 5K every day on the road. So it's it's the only time we was allowed out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You felt like that? Yeah, that was a relief as such. Yeah.
I love how he tries to act like he was the one sticking to the rules.
Yeah. Stay at home. Isolate yourself. All you're seeing is Rav running every day on the road.
On the run, shower, stay inside.
Yeah. How convenient.
You know, you said that earlier about looking back. I'm in a fortunate position. I don't look back at my life and go, fucking hell, I wish I'd have done that. Or if I'd have done that, it'd been this. I think that's because I didn't have as much talent as yourself.
Well, you've had a very good career.
Yeah, but I had to maximise.
And a stable career.
Yeah, I think the audience is right about this, actually. When you're interviewing people, when you're the host of a program and you have guests, the conversation should be about the guests, not about you. And I think even though Deanie's interviewing Ravel, someone like Deanie's giving his life story, totally forget his co-host, and he's interrupting and just doing all the talking. And maybe because he was a player, but he also comes and talks sports where I think he's much more managed in how he operates in that environment, actually, which is interesting.
Yeah. Floating everywhere, like you said before, it's been floating everywhere. It doesn't matter how good you are or how good you've done. Like I had a good season at Derby. Yeah. And then from there, where it comes from, it's like that's the same cycle again.
I'm going to get onto that because obviously there's a big part about Wayne. I want to talk to you with that. But I'm saying now, are you able to live happy? Like, yeah, I'm a bit pissed that didn't happen, but I've still got the rest of my life. A lot of people don't. Like, we had Amir Khan on the show, and he's able to say, I'm happy with my career, wins and losses.
No regrets.
Because I had the good nights, the big nights, and I had big losses, but I know I can't do anymore.
Even,
do you get what I mean?
Even times where he had been like, for example, we spoke about like times where he shouldn't have taken certain fights or done certain things and stuff like that. Yeah.
And he says like,
he's able to look back and be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened for a reason. Yeah. Do you see it like that, or do you ever? I suppose you can't just spend your life beating yourself up. Though,
I don't beat myself up because I've had experiences in life that I would never been able to have if it wasn't for football. Do you know what I mean? Like some of my friends haven't had the experiences that I've had due to football.
I was going to say, do you feel in a weird way where you have probably, I suppose we look at it and we were talking before in terms of like, we don't necessarily, like we see English football as a pinnacle, where you've actually seen a world outside of English football as such. there's a blessing in that, in seeing different cultures. And do you know what I'm saying?
100%. Like, I wouldn't be living here right now if it wasn't for football.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have lived in Italy for 4 years if it wasn't for football.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
Yeah.
Mexico.
Are you?
That's what experiences.
I suppose the way I'm trying to look at it or trying to frame it, then I totally get that, because again, you're the similar position to me. You've been able to take your friends on holidays and trips and all these different things that who work for football. Who knows what we're about to do to amass that kind of money? What I'm trying to say is, you probably look and watch football like everybody else. See people that you've played with along the way or played against. Like, I used to twist him up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it must be it. And you know, they're Prem or they're in different leagues. And do you never sit there and go, never. That's putting words with. Do you sit there and go, that's cool. Like, I know what I used to do to him, or do you sit there and go, I probably should have squeezed it a little bit more, squeezed a little bit more at the orange?
Or a bit of both.
Yeah, probably a bit of both, but I don't really like look at it and think, I should have been there, because if you do that, then you're just gonna get yourself down. I just think I'm at a point in life now where I'm just enjoying myself. Do you know what I mean?
That's nice.
I enjoy football.
Yeah, it's
you know
nice.
what I mean, I enjoy playing football.
So is that what it is now for you? Football is just...
So he said he enjoyed playing football. I'm sure we'd enjoy him playing for the Reggae Boyz, but we can't find the coach, or we can't talk to him about it.
Obviously, like, is it just the enjoyment aspect of it? Like, it's something that you're naturally, clearly very, very talented at. Like you say, you had a lot of time out of. So how long were you without a club?
18 months.
18 months. Yeah. So why come back?
To play football?
Yeah, just the love of it.
Enjoy doing it.
Is it as simple as that now for you? That's what keeps the fire burning, just enjoying it. Yeah. That's a good way to be, though.
Yeah.
I saw a quote. I didn't read the full thing, where you said you just wanted Man U to give you time to figure yourself out.
Yeah.
Because of the time at that, and he won't understand this, but that was what, 14 years ago? 15 years ago?
14 years ago.
We didn't have psychologists and help and mental health and all of these things. Do you think... let me talk for myself. I'm in that situation where these things obviously are help and are nice, but I wouldn't have been able to be me if I had all of those, what I consider excuses or crutches at times. Would you be on the opposite end to that, I suppose? So for me, I needed all my hardship to fuel me to be the person that I ended up becoming football-wise. With your natural ability and talent, if you would have had that to help you to understand what was going on, I don't know, personally or life-wise, would that have fulfilled you in a different way?
You know what? Yeah, at one point, my mum and my gran made me go and see someone once a week. Yeah, because I ended up getting how do you say it? They're diagnosed with ADHD, and I used to be on tablets for it.
Okay.
So they used to make me go and see someone for like not once a week, like once a month.
Yeah.
But when I went and sat down with this person, I just couldn't concentrate.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're just talking. I'm talking for the first 5 minutes, and then it's just like,
then you're not really
Yeah.
So after 15 minutes, I can't remember anything he said.
Do you think the level of healthcare as such, I think maybe you're leaning into a little bit where you talk about there is like any issue now in today's game, there's someone there to deal with it. Do you think if you had that now, it would have changed anything?
Yeah, it probably could have changed a few things, but I just think men in general don't speak about anything.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you don't understand a changing room as well.
Especially in football,
Like people now try to say, it's brave player X or Y spoke about this.
Yeah.
There'd have been a time for whatever player speaking where he would have wanted to say something, but that room is so competitive, so masculine, like ego.
You don't want to.
It's like, even if you're, I say this all the time, us three as strikers, right? Rav started. I'm just trying to eat. You're never
trying to include me, bro.
Trying to include him.
See, I haven't played an 11-a-side game of football since I was about 11.
Is it?
So
that's not long ago, though, is it? You only 21.
10 years, G.
Anyway,
I was in year 7.
So we got three of us. So Rav started on the Saturday. You're the sub. I'm the third. I'm the missing out. Throughout the week, we're supposed to be friends. but I'm trying to take your job. You're trying to take his job, and he's trying to keep it for both of us. So what happens in that dressing room is he has to always let everyone know he's the main
He's
man.
the governor.
Yeah.
You have to let everyone know he's the main man, but inside you're raging.
Yeah.
So anytime he messes up, you half want to stick the knife in it.
Yeah.
And I'm just,
Why is my
and
opportunity
I'm just a
not
little
coming?
bitch in the background going like, I've got to do more running, more shooting, more this, more that. And I've got to kind of suck up to the coaches a little bit to even get in the conversation. That's the dynamic of a changing room. That's just the strikers. Then you go midfielders, defenders, goalies.
So almost
then
regardless
you go
now
coaches.
of the amount of help that's there, it's just that's
But everyone in those rooms,
because
and this is what no one ever talks about, even the coaches are trying to aspire to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Because the reason to be a coach is to help. It's not to, I want to be a coach in League Two and I'm going to get to the Prem. No, you help the people that are there. And if they do well, you move on with them. But now everyone's talking about patterns of play, how they do it. Do you know what I mean? So if I would have had Ravel Morrison, let's say, I'm going, right, I know, without even knowing him, I got to get him to work. Once I get him, he'll be fine. So do I empower him by going, look, what time do you like to start? Everybody else will go, fucking hell, like, why would you do that? He's our best player, but also he's an addictive personality. So 8 to 9 players want to be around him. You'll find that a lot, innit?
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that concept, which is what he's saying is that he'll go with the lead of his best player and make allowances for his best player, so give him special treatment because that player has influence. I guess he ain't talking about Arteta. You're going to see the door.
Yeah.
I'm talking without even asking him this, by the way. So he can change 8 to 9 people around here. So if he wants to trade at 11, we'll all trade at 11. But I'll go, hey, don't be late because I'm doing this for you. You know? So me and him have got this like connection where he's going, oh, he sees me, he hears me, but I'm using you for that 8, 9 people. Now I've got 9 people on side just by getting our best player on side. But what most people do is go, no. The rules are 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you got to be in at 9, and he could turn up at 8:59, that won't be good enough. Because you just keep rocking up just before trading and you're not prepped. You've heard a lie?
Yeah, that's how it is. It's massive. Even if I am on time,
you're not
early enough. You're not on time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because they expect you 30 minutes early.
And it's stress. And that do you know what? We briefly touched on Manu, but I want to talk about West Ham because this is where you bumped into, you came across my kind of people. So Kevin Nolan.
He's a good guy, knows it.
Like they're my football friends that like they're the people that you don't really know them, but I know me and you will get on, vice versa. So when me and Nobs chat or me and Kev chat, I could chat to him now and spoke to him in a year, and it'll be like we spoke yesterday. Do you get what I mean? When you went there, I was like, "That's good for you."
Yeah,
it's the first thing I did, and obviously everyone talks about the Tottenham goal, but what was it like for you as a 17-year-old going there? Well, soon to be 18-year-old, going there knowing you're probably the best player still, and you've not played a first team game.
You know, it's difficult when I first went. You know, because I was away from Manchester. It's not like
So we heard a lot about Ravel's times at West Ham. What was interesting about this discussion was he didn't talk about some of the things that he didn't do, which if you hear Kevin Nolan and you hear the other people who were there, Mark Jarvis may have been there to talk about it, his ability was evident, but his professionalism didn't align with his ability.
Could literally just go home, do you know what I mean, or go out or do this and that.
That was your first
and
time
we went
away.
from...
You were living in, I don't want to bait you up, but you was living in right in Central as well, isn't it?
Where?
Canary Wharf.
Yeah, Canary Wharf.
I remember, bro.
Yeah, it's good as well.
I didn't want to bait you up, but you was in the mix as well, isn't it?
So I went from that, but even this is where, when I was at United, this is what comes back to as well. I didn't understand how big and what I had at United.
Yeah.
So
Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Reggae Morrison. If you're a company or an entrepreneur looking to delegate the task of running your own,
like one of the best facilities in England, to a Port cabin.
Yeah.
And obviously I got there and I was like, whoa, what's this? Do you know what I mean? And then when I did go to West Ham, we was in the Championship.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm going there to play. And I only played 2 times when we was in the Champ. And then I ended up going out on loan the following season, first season to Birmingham. But West Ham was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was with Big Sam. That was a good team. So
Yeah.
Scotty Parker there.
No.
The
more loans you have as a player, does that make you lose faith as such in your parent
No,
club?
because when I was at West Ham, that was my first ever loan.
Mhm.
So from United, I should have gone on loan somewhere.
But they never let, he was
Yeah.
that good, they never let him out.
So
Do you know,
Does that ruin a player?
do you know, to put it to your perspective, do you know who he would be now? Phil Foden.
And say this interview is like Dini's interviewing himself. It's amazing. I wonder if anybody had the gumption to talk to him. And what you guys shouldn't go in his DM and tell him, stop interviewing yourself when you do these interviews.
So there was like 2 years when everyone was like, Phil should be out alone, edit. Phil should go this. Phil. And Pep was like, nah. He stays here. But he clearly had a succession plan to make him integrated to the team.
Was that not almost the issue with Cole Palmer a bit? Because he
Yeah, I
come out
think
and done the
City-
interview,
City
didn't he?
is.
Where he said, I never actually wanted to leave, but they just didn't. They refused to loan me. So
Yeah.
it was a matter of like staying there
But
and
just
biding your time.
Think about
or,
what
like,
you're
being
saying with
sold
those
to a
two
club.
in a social media age now where everyone's watching under 18s and 23s football.
we
So
didn't have that.
they didn't have.
We didn't have
you-
social media
we
back
was-
like 14 years ago, did
we
we?
was-
Instagram went
Yeah,
big,
we're
Twitter.
doing reserve leagues as well. So bear in mind, you played a Resi game. We were 16, 17, played for the reserves, played against 4 pros. There'd be lads that played 20, 30 games on the other side.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? That's why I think it should come back, personally. I know the under 23s is like nice.
You get a few little
but
players in there.
you used to get beat up in those games, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it was good. It was, and obviously it developed you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You used to
play
see the
against,
size.
like,
See, that's
yeah.
actually what I find funny now. I'm more in the non-leagues. Like my mate's got a son at Swindon Town, and instead of keeping him in the youth setup, they loan him out to like I don't know, like a Gloucester City or something,
Different at that
like that.
level,
Yeah,
because when you're
of
coming in
course.
at Swindon or League 1, League 2, you've got to be physically able to
Yeah, of
control
course.
yourself as opposed to.
But he's gone from playing against, I don't know, like I don't want to say the best, but decent enough academies, right? To then going straight into like, I don't know, 17,
But
18, playing against grown men.
Yeah,
And
but
that
you know-
physical
you
side
know
of the
it
game that
teaches-
he's never seen
But you
before.
know, it teaches you though to have fucking. When that young man you're talking about goes to Gloucester or whoever he's gone to, those guys there are working and then going there. Do you know what I mean? So they, and they're getting, I don't know, £50 a game, let's say £80 a game. To them, that's massive dough.
Yeah, because they're getting paid
So
for doing
what he'll do
yeah.
now, they'll go, oh, you little prick. Like, like you don't have to work. This
The
is our
silk
life.
pajama argument.
Yeah, this is
as
our
such.
life, life and soul. Like,
Whereas
we
this
do
is you
because we love
full
it.
time. Yeah.
So you've got a chance now. So they'll kick him into shape
Mm.
without realizing it. But anyway, fuck that. Back to West Ham. We go to talk about the Mighty Blues because obviously that's my team, innit? But when you was at West Ham, yeah, you said you went out on loan. You then went. We'll go to Blues separately. But you went back. You played more games in the Premier than you did in the Champ.
For West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I only played half a season in Premier League for West Ham.
Yeah.
Because I had a.
Is that true? The Rondo thing. Is that true?
What happened?
Where they told you to get in the middle and you was like, fuck that.
Nah, it's not.
No.
Just some people make so many. Like,
Have you heard the story?
I've never even heard that.
No, so there's a story. Again, I don't know if you should.
Is this at West Ham?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rondo boxes. You know what they are?
Mm-hmm.
So you got Rondos, and obviously every single day, youngest in the middle. They hate it, but it's like a hazing thing.
You do it type thing.
Yeah, no one likes doing it, but it's always like youngest in the middle. Then when you get to like our age now, you love sending the
Of course, it's cool.
But there's a rumor.
You know what would be effective? If Troy had Ravel explain some of these things versus him explaining every single thing. Because obviously Ravel is aware and knowledgeable about some of the same thing he's asking about. So he thinks that he has to explain every single thing. If he asks Ravel to do it, then the onus is on Ravel to do most of the talking, not the interviewer.
Someone sent you in the middle, and he was like, I ain't going in the middle. And then it kind of, that's where you basically just said, nah. And you kind of shut down that Rondos are happening.
Yeah,
that was genuinely a rumor.
I've never heard that one.
Man's out here making fake stories up.
No.
No,
There's a lot of stories that go around, yeah, where it's not actually happened, yeah, and I've never heard about it myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Why
It's
do
like,
people do
at
that?
West Ham, like that was the chat that he was meant to be in the middle, and he's like, nah. But the way it's portrayed is that you just
I couldn't get away with that with like Nobes or Kevin.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that with them.
Yeah.
And they're people that I did respect. Well, I do still respect.
yeah,
I
yeah.
respected. I respected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was what was doing around. That was considered why you left.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because we spoke about it. He started seasons a joke.
I only played the first half of the season at West Ham, and then I had I wouldn't say a fallout, but I had a disagreement over a contract with Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
So that's where it kind of went sour. So then I went
without stitching anyone up. Is that because I'll ask you after because I'll get us in trouble. The way you meant to go through someone to get. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Sticky one.
Yeah. The sticky one. Listen,
If I speak,
there used to be a way. Let me speak for you. I don't want to get you in trouble. There used to be certain managers at a time that if you wanted a deal, they would push you to go and get it with an agent or their agent because they would get a kickback of it. But if you didn't do it their way, especially when you were younger, see you later. We'll get someone else.
That still happen now?
Don't know. I'd like to think no, but 10, 15 years ago, that was certainly the way that things were done. And he's not going to speak.
So
he can't get in trouble.
No. But that must make you lose faith.
So I think there's some credibility to that. If you remember when Sam Allardyce got the England job, when some newspaper tricked him, pretending there was some kind of Arab person with money, and Sam Allardyce loved money. So what's being alleged here is that, as you can hear from the discussion, is that if a manager wanted to go out on loan or to be sold, and you didn't go through their agent so they can get a kickback fee, then they would just discard you. And if you listen to the Ravel situation about how he went on the loan, I think he went to Cardiff, and eventually was it Cardiff and then QPR afterwards, you can see there was the tension between him and Allardyce. Here's a theme throughout this whole discussion with Ravel. Ravel doesn't seem to have grudge or disrespect for anybody. Using the entire interview, even Sam Allardyce, who I think he should have some onus with and probably should be taken aback by, he seemed to give everybody credit for being a good person. It's amazing, actually, given his 14-club journey and counting.
At that point, you know what I said before about going on loans and stuff, and you said West Ham was your when you went on your first loan, you didn't really know any different, right?
Yeah.
When you're dealing with stuff like that, that must make you lose faith in the game that you love.
Do you know what? Yeah? Obviously, I was enjoying my time at West Ham. Like, I enjoyed the club itself, the players, because I got on with Nobes and everyone. Nobes looked after me. Like Nobes, Cotton Cole, Ginge, all unbelievable people. Even Sam, to a certain extent, he was a really nice guy. But then obviously I went out on loan. But I didn't mind going out on loan because I went to QPR, which he was fighting to get back in the Prem.
Okay.
We played against you that season. Yeah. So we ended up getting promoted. Went back into West Ham for I'm going to get another chance now, which I've done well. Started the pre-season.
That's 13-14, isn't it?
I think
it is.
Following year.
Yeah. So just
it's not that when you scored that madness.
No.
No.
No, I'm right. It's 12-13. It was 12-13. So I remember I got nicked that year.
Was it?
That was the year.
I didn't know that, you know.
Yeah, I got nicked that year. And I remember playing against you guys and you fucking battered us. It was raining at Upton Park. And I remember I
didn't play.
You didn't play that one?
What
you got promoted? You got promoted with West Ham? Or you on about the year after the Prem?
No, so did you not go up the year after? You didn't go up that year,
I really got
so that I would have been in the squad, but I wouldn't have played.
Yeah, and then I played against you with Blues.
Following year, no. For QPR. You was at our place, do you remember?
Out. Yes, I do remember. Yeah.
I think we needed to win this game to stay in it, and I think we beat you 3-1.
Yeah. I remember. That's why I don't like QPR. Yeah, that's only genuinely petty.
Seriously.
Like that. It was that year
I quite admire the shit housery of that.
I scored 25 that year.
Did you not go up?
Nah, but we ended up 14th.
Fucking hell, you scored 25.
Yeah, we went up through not automatic.
No, you'd have had Bobby Zamora.
Bobby Zamora scored to go.
Yeah. Harry was Harry there. Yeah. Fuck me, we're gonna get into that by the way. But yeah, just with West Ham, I need you to see this because you're too young. This is the goal against Tottenham.
Okay.
Bear in mind, 17, 18, just turned 18 this time. Yeah.
18, 19, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 18 at this point. Bear in mind. Let me just get this out. Sorry, bro.
I'm not showing the goal. You can go see the goal on YouTube. It's a brilliant goal against Tottenham. It's on YouTube. Just put in Ravel's goal against Tottenham.
Yeah, Mel.
I didn't think he went in, you know. I didn't think he went in. I thought he cleared it off.
Is that why you're looking around thinking?
Yeah.
That's 18 doing that. That's that what Hart Lane? Or was that
Yeah.
what Hart Lane?
Hell.
You know,
And
you
that
know
was
the funny thing
some
about
half
it,
line, I think,
obviously,
actually. He took the
In
ball.
the warm-up, obviously, I thought Millwall was West Ham's derby.
Yeah.
I was in the warm-up, yeah. And Kev's chatting to me. And because I grew up at United, I didn't really know much about London side.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's a massive game today. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, you ready, this and that? We've got to win. I think previous we didn't win 2 games before this. And I was like, yeah. He said, you know, this is our main game of the season. It's a big rival. This. I was like, oh yeah, like just
going along with it, like,
And you are thinking in your head like he's trying to get some out of it.
yeah.
Like,
I was thinking, oh, but then he's like, it's a derby, and I think, you know, he didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Mad.
Anyway, they go to Birmingham, and I want to touch on your time there a little bit because obviously, as a Blues fan, which I am, unfortunately, is when I say unfortunately, like you just can't get away from it.
They'll get. I think
You're doing all
Oh,
right now, though. I was going to say you're in a
Well, you say
happier
now,
position
I've had
now.
10
than-
years,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
of
yeah.
like, fucking hell, is this got to be the
Yeah,
year? Or
yeah.
is this got to be the ownership? Or like, it just, but now, we get to milk it because we've got dough now, innit? So it's fine. But I'm saying, you were there, you smashed it again. Was there ever a point in your time when you're like, I found a home? Because Birmingham to Manchester's a lot closer.
Yeah.
It's like, what, an hour?
I would have stayed at Birmingham,
Yeah.
but it was just the reason that he wasn't in the Prem.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Where my parent club West Ham was in the Prem,
Yes.
and I've obviously moved from Manchester United to play the Prem.
In the
Yeah,
Prem.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to stay in the champ, so I would have stayed at Birmingham. That was the only reason.
But you weren't out in Brum like that, though. After, you were still going back to Man, innit?
Yeah, it's round the corner.
I know, but I'm like, because I was at Watford and I was still going out Brum. So I was like, I'm about to bump into this guy.
Yes.
The only time I've ever seen him out was in Manchester, in a place used to be called Neighbourhood back in the day.
Yeah. Closed down.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
And there was
closed down.
another
They
one.
renamed it. And
There was another one, and I forget the name of it, but all I remember is after it reopened, they chained the bottles to the table.
Was it Live? Not Live.
No,
Oh, Peaky. No. What's it called?
you know the one I'm on about it?
Did you get shut down because of New Year's?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that called? I can't remember.
But
I know
yeah,
what you're on about.
it was live, in fact. But anyway,
It's life that people don't see. Yeah.
Bijou? Nah, that's
No,
not
that's
it.
still there.
No, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we used to go there before with my pals, but yeah. Yeah,
One
do you know-
Central.
yeah, always.
I think it's One Central.
Is it one central? Yeah, always used to
That
be.
was a good one. That.
Mad Gaff.
Man,
Yeah, do you know what's funny? And you're probably the same. When you meet footballers, and we technically are footballers, when you meet footballers that have been in it and conditioned and had all the right things, they go to the same certain safe spaces, should we say. When you get people that are not
Bit
from
more
that,
unhinged.
yeah, we end up going to the same places.
See, I would never be around footballers
Yeah,
out of football
yeah.
because I feel like every football.
I don't know. I just think it's a bad bubble.
Yeah.
It's the only bubble you'll talk about money more than ever. You go to work.
You mentioned this actually. You said to me, and I think it was from when you went to FGR,
Yeah.
that when you're in the champ and the prem, money
You
isn't
never
as
talk about
much of
wages.
that. Yeah.
Because everyone's
Whereas
getting done.
And it's, I don't want to say love for the game as such, but like there'll be an element of that. But it's what you expect.
And it'd be good to get your take on this actually. High champ and prem, all your focus is about winning.
Yeah.
Because you know you're getting.
If you're in a Prem,
Yeah.
if you're not like Man City now,
Yeah.
Liverpool, Arsenal, you're fighting to stay in the Prem.
Yeah.
If you're in a champ, you're fighting to get to the Prem.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So there's
By the way, I should say this actually, which is important, which is when you are the host of anything, or you're the moderator in anything, you have to let the person who's interviewed do the talking because they're the ones people not engage with, see, hear from. You can't do all the talking. My last point is going to be that Ravel Morrison, people, is an Arsenal fan. Just saying.
You're always fighting for
And
something.
you know that money comes with that, right?
Yeah, well, but also your basic wage will be relatively good anyway. No matter, and again, decent. I think this is hard to explain to people that work normal jobs. Like, decent in football is unreal in normal life. Because we could say, we could say decent and we go 20 grand a week.
Of course.
And like you sound like an arsehole.
Fucking hell, mate.
No,
20 grand a week.
You sound like an arsehole.
You get more than that now, do you?
But you sound like an arsehole. When you deep in it, it's fucking like in football, you're like, yeah, but your man over there is getting 40.
Yeah.
So you don't ever appreciate that you're making 20 back. You're like, I should be getting 40.
You could be like, he was like the main striker at Watford. I'd come in as a midfielder. And it probably would have been the same. I would be like on 15 a week. It would be on like 45 a week. Where to me, to you, it's like, can I have 15 a week?
Yeah. Whereas when you're playing, you're thinking, no, bro, I want to be.
There's a big gap between it, but obviously it's
it's a mad bubble, isn't it?
It is. You've always got to appreciate getting money, though.
You know what
I mean? 'Cause it
only now when you fucking ain't getting on like me that you fucking.
You're thinking, oh, shit.
I will buy one more year.
I'm a bit conscious of time, but you say you're playing now UAE League 2.
Yeah.
We see more and more footballers coming into the Arab world as such. How are you finding playing out here? I mean, talk to us through like
as well,
culturally in terms of like the level of football. Because you were saying off camera, you know, you've got, I don't know, players that are coming in, you're training every day, and then there might be some players that are only there on a match day as such. I mean, talk us through that experience, because that must be a bit different to what you're used to as such.
Yeah, it's different. It's in where I'm playing Precision. It's an enjoyable club.
Yeah,
like you've got a good set of lads where everyone respects each other. Where if you go into the European leagues, everyone's got like a bit of an ego. Do you know what I mean? Everyone wants to be the main man, but over it, it's just.
Did you struggle with that?
Enjoyment for the sport.
With egos?
Nah, I didn't, you know.
No.
Just got on with it.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's not one of them things you expect, I imagine. Yeah.
So I got on with it, but like if you come over here, everyone just wants to play and enjoy it.
What's been your biggest shock?
Isn't Ravel the most? He's just such a likable person. Like it's like almost nothing bothers him. He just mentioned he doesn't care to be around football when he's not playing football. Egos doesn't bother him. Some other guys who try to screw him basically doesn't bother. I mean, he's just so chill. It's amazing, actually.
Talk about it all.
Over it. The heat.
Yeah, true. You were saying that.
Gets in the second half, you can't breathe.
So that's what I find really funny. It's like a different type of air.
Yeah.
And it's just for people watching, I ain't really been to it. It's a bit like, what the fuck's he on about? But in Saudi, it's very...
you know what? The training times.
Yeah,
because we've got to be
7 a.m. and you were saying.
Yeah, we've got to be in for like 7.
Well, that's what I found funny about.
For 7.
What time are your games?
So on
evening.
Introducing the ultimate AI voiceover. Yep, like me. Go to artlist.io and get exclusive voices for your videos.
Really? So Saudi, for example, really?
Yeah.
So that's what
I might need to complain. The
silver.
You can still play over it.
Yeah.
Best striker in the league. He should come out.
The silver lining to Saudi as such was that, like, when I went over, games wouldn't start until like 11 p.m. as such. Yeah. Whereas that's what I'm saying. So it's still hot, but you're playing at the coolest.
All this week we start training midday, 12 o'clock.
Fucking hell, man.
Yes.
And it's humid over here, right?
It's crazy.
That must condition you differently.
There's 3 big things we need to deal with. One, I want to talk about Wayne Rooney, because that relationship is obviously thick, not only with Derby, but going to DC. I want to talk about America. I do want to talk about Lazio more. I know you didn't play a lot of games, but see you like, I don't know about you, when I was a kid, Channel 4, fucking Serie A was the shit. So I mean, growing up, you're just watching it, you wouldn't know about this.
No, but I remember the
TV.
days of, but I remember the days of you'd have the Spanish League on ITV and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah. So imagine we used to have it on a Saturday morning. It'd be like a build-up show. It'd be, I forget the guy's name, bald-headed fella. We sat outside a coffee shop, little coffee, and he's talking about.
When I was growing up, and probably for you, like the main teams in Champions League was AC Milan, Juventus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Them type of
Yeah.
teams there.
And Lazio was like one of them teams that it's just iconic at it. Napoli, iconic. And when you went to Lazio, I was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna lie, I was hating. I was like, how the fuck's he nicked that? Do you know what I mean? Not for a bad way, just looking here, 0 games at United, 18 at.
So Troy had Jamaican in him because Troy says he was hating, which means saying bad mind.
27 at Blues, 15 at QPR, 7 at Cardiff.
Yeah.
And then you go.
Cardiff was a mad one.
God, I was saying, and then you go with Nick Lazio. I'm like, fuck it, how you got that?
Yeah.
I'm grafted it, yeah. You know what I mean? Go on, talk to me about Cardiff.
So I went to. Remember when I told you before? I thought I was going to go back to West Ham, get the chance.
Yeah.
I've done well at QPR.
Because you've done it, and then you're expecting Premier League as such. Yeah.
Been promoted. So obviously I thought I was going back to West Ham. Come back to West Ham pre-season, started training well, did everything right pre-season, also like off-season. Sam pulled me and said, "Oh, you won't be playing this season. Why I'm here?" I was like, "Why? I don't understand. I've done everything right. I've come back. There's no problems. No one's moaning about the contract." He was going. He said, "You're not in my plans." So I was like, "All right then." He said, "But we sorted out your move." I was like, "Where to?" He said, "Cardiff." So I said, "I'm not going." So he's
where were they at that point?
Cardiff.
Yeah, Championship.
But they weren't.
Cardiff's a good club, though.
Yeah. But like, in terms of, so you'd just gone up with QPR.
Yeah.
So you're expecting, like you say, you're expecting to be in that West Ham setup, but you're probably not expecting a club like a Cardiff as such, right?
Not those times. And they were like, I don't want to be disrespectful. They were.
No, it's just
they
how
were
it is.
Solid championship.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But they're not.
Very good,
but they're not at the time what you maybe thought you were going to get as such. Yeah. How did you take that?
So obviously I've gone back in. He said, "You go in Cardiff." He didn't give me the option. He said, "You go in Cardiff." So I said, "I'm not going Cardiff." I said, "Let me speak to my agent, and we'll come back in the next 24 hours." So I've left the room by myself. I phoned Harry Redknapp and said, "West Ham don't want me. Can I come back to QPR?" And he said, "We've been speaking to the club, spoke to Sam. They're not allowing you to come back."
What?
Yeah, it was mad.
So they blocked you
so he said, "I'm not allowed back." So this one, they've just gone Prem as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Can we not? Is he no way we can?"
And they would have taken you.
Yeah. Harry said he would take. You want to take me? And he said, "But there was nothing we can do." The club said no.
Do you hear how football business works now?
It don't surprise me though. You sit in all sports.
No, but listen to what he just said there. He went in expecting to be involved after just getting promoted with QPR. And he goes, "You're not involved and we've sorted your move out." So just think how long the conversations have been going on behind his back.
Yeah, so all this pre-season where I've been thinking,
grafting, thinking I'm getting into the thing. Yeah.
They've never wanted me. Do you know what I mean? I have no plans. And then he was just.
So you have ended up there.
Where?
Cardiff.
Yeah, so I ended up going Cardiff.
How? So what's the process? So you speak to your agent. You're not allowed to go back to QPR. What's that little period like?
Obviously, I've come back in. I've had a back and forth now and said it's unfair. You treat me like this. If I allow me to go to QPR, and he said we sorted out with Cardiff, and this is where you're going. If you turn it down and say no, then you with the 21s. And they said to me, I'm not allowed back. I'm not even allowed to speak. You know what I think?
Side it up there. So, go.
I'm not allowed to train with the first team.
Yeah.
If they don't take the Cardiff thing.
Why did they block a move to QPR? Just being difficult.
Yeah, I'll play hypothetical. You're manager of West Ham, I'm manager of QPR. You let him come to me.
True rival.
And no. Well, simple as that. He does well, and we finish above you.
Why have you got rid of him?
There's a question. Fan base going, hold on.
Is it that? That's fucked, you know.
It is that simple. It's that egotistical, isn't it?
How many games did you play at Cardiff?
It was 7.
Yeah, 7.
Was that just because your head was gone, you didn't want to be there?
No, but I went there. So I spoke to James Collins. Do you remember Danny Gavidon?
He wouldn't know. I do.
So he got he's a great guy. He got the manager role there, player manager. Obviously, he's a good friend with James Collins. James Collins sat me down and said, I'll get him to look after you, this and that. Obviously, I trust James, who's the top guy.
Ginger's good, isn't
it? Yeah, so I thought, you know what, I'll go and play some games. It was 1 week. He come back in the changing room as a player, and then he took Russell Slade. Remember him? And then
I already know where this is going.
He's a great guy, yeah, but
Just not a good manager.
no, he's a good manager.
He's-
but what he
he's,
does, he's just different. He's
yeah.
He's a League One, League Two type
Okay.
manager.
yeah, he's a good.
So he's like a Jamaican manager. He's a kick and H manager. You play it long, get your foot up the field, cross the ball in the box, and hope to score. Kick and H football, not Spanish.
Manager, top guy.
Good.
So all
good
of a
people
sudden
skills,
you've gone
not
from being-
tactically the best.
You've gone from being with
Everyone has
Harry.
their opinions on it.
No, fine. You don't have to voice that yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've gone from being with
The fact that you played 7.
a Harry Redknapp the season before. You've all known. Even moving to West Ham,
Yeah.
you said you felt like it was almost a little bit humbling as such because all you'd ever known was the facilities at Manchester United. Then you're thrown in with a manager like that. Do you almost think that's what at that point there you're like? That's what. Not. I don't want to say fucked it because that almost comes.
No,
a little
because
bit
every manager's different. As
Yeah,
you know
of
yourself.
course.
Everyone's got their own tactics and that. Like, if that's his way of playing and this is how he wants to train, and you've got to get on with
Was
it.
that back to
It's just-
front quickly?
Yeah,
Not
But that's
very
what I
good.
mean. That's so. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's very League One, League Two.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that disrespectful. Just at the time, like 2 up front, friggin'
Yeah.
get a ball out wide, cross it. That
Channel.
don't,
I take
that,
it.
that don't play to
That's
his
not.
skill
I was
set.
going to say you're not getting the best out of yourself in that.
You
Yeah.
ain't getting
He
nothing
was
out of him because you're asking him to do a box to box.
Yeah.
And it was when I went to Cardiff at the time. That's when, when you were talking about the loans and this and that. That's
And
when
you lost
I
faith.
Yeah, I felt flat.
Yeah.
Like I thought, oh,
Did that kill your love and passion for the game a little
You
bit?
want,
you
Nah, you want
kill
a
your
home,
own
innit?
passion. Yeah,
You
you want
want-
home, but it kills your confidence.
yeah.
Like you just feel like
That's mad to hear
don't
you
want
say
it.
that.
Do you know what I mean?
I even though I know everyone's got confidence issues or good or bad. You just always strike me as like I'm rabbing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
It feels like you're just getting chucked about.
yeah,
it, do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, I get that. I totally get that. And
Yeah.
just to hear you say that though is a bit like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just the presence of it. Presence is like, I'm rabbing it, just give me the ball, get the fuck out of the way. Do you know what I mean?
That's how I would like it to be in it. But then we just, yeah.
Right, so one loan move that I think I know why you did it, but I don't know why the fuck you did it. Why would you go to Middlesbrough, bro? For you, that's a lively person, likes being close to family and everything. Middlesbrough is in the arse end of nowhere. Great club, I get that.
It's
but-
because I was at Sheffield United.
Yeah,
Um,
Chef's not far from Manchester, though, bro.
It's not.
I'm starting to see the 1 hour radius, isn't it?
this whole thing killed me, though. You know.
Okay, go on.
It killed me. So I was at Sheffield United.
Mhm.
The change room there was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like the players in that change room, even down to the staff as well. It was a big family. So everyone's training for each other every day. It's a high standard. But we went into the Prem, and they was beating teams like Tottenham,
Mhm.
drawing against Man
Yeah,
United.
yeah.
And we went on an unbelievable run. And it's not like I can go knock at the manager's door and say, "When's my chance coming?" Because
Because they're playing so
they're
well.
winning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the winning, they're doing everything right. I'm doing everything right. The whole team is. So it's a good vibe. Even though I'm pissed off that I'm not playing,
Yeah.
it's hard to when
It's
the
hard.
group-
Yeah,
it's
you sort
like,
of, yeah.
I'm still happy for everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm
Because you're part of
it still.
that. Yeah.
But when you've got when you've got a good group, if he goes and sulks,
Mm.
he'd be
Yeah.
the
You become
outlier.
the odd one out.
Yeah.
So
of course,
you have to. You can be pissed, but
Yeah.
you have to still.
And also,
fight
I
for it.
suppose you're a bit accepting at that point, like you
Yeah.
say.
So
You're
hard.
doing
This-
so well.
This is where
when
I'm
you,
like,
and they weren't really expected
yeah.
to do as well
Mm.
as they did. You're almost a little bit
So
like,
now,
oh,
this is what I'm saying. So now I'm like, oh, I'm pissed off.
you
but-
want to play.
Excuse me, yeah, I'm pissed off, but the team's doing well.
You get it.
The
You're
vibes,
acceptant of
the
it.
vibes high. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
going
yeah.
in training.
And you're still enjoying yourself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm going in training because the vibe's so high and
Mhm.
we're winning. It's hard to just
Mm.
sulk, do you know what I mean? Or be pissed off. And then, I did want to play though. So it comes to January, and it was the last day of the window. Woodgate coming to the training ground.
yeah, Johnny.
Yeah. And then he was speaking to Wilder, and obviously Wilder said to me, "Do you want to go out alone and play some games?" So I thought, yeah, I may as well go and play. COVID hit.
Mm.
We come back into football after COVID, and do you remember when he had from 3 substitutions? So
Yeah.
now you're allowed as how many you want?
Yeah,
and 5
yeah,
on the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 are allowed to come on.
Yeah.
So I think if I would have stayed at Sheffield that time,
Oh, you would have got your
You'd have got more
chance.
time
that's when I would have started.
That's
coming on.
annoying.
Yeah, because now they've allowed more substitutions.
Yeah.
And everything.
because they went down that's the year we went down as well. That was Sheffield United, Bournemouth.
Because they went down the following year, right? You know
Yeah,
what?
we
I
went down on
actually
the same
still
year.
find it's funny that you talk about that family feel at Sheffield United. I know that they've lost a lot of players off the back of last season.
I don't really want to talk too much about it because I always think it's
Look how Troy just interrupted the man. So Troy can get on whatever rabbit hole he wants to get down. And as a co-host started to talk about something that is interesting, Troy just cut him off. I don't know how that relationship works. I guess he's the older person in the group, but Jesus.
bit harsh on it, when someone just passed away. But Sam, I don't think people are giving Sam Baldock the credit he deserves. George. I keep saying Sam. Sorry, my apologies. George, because of he was a proper bloke, innit? Proper good lad. And like I know
that's what Ollie
England,
and those boys have always
but
said.
England played Greece, and obviously they showed a sign of respect. But I don't think people have spoke to the person enough. Like he was a lovely, lovely kid, man.
Well, that's the
He's
vibe.
like one of them where he gets the move.
Yeah,
he's a good guy, man.
He's just a nice person, man. Sorry, I said Sam. I meant George. Apologies.
Yeah.
That's sort of like I was gonna. From being with, I went over to the training ground at the back end of last season at Sheffield United, and
what
really surprised me.
Name drop that every 10 seconds.
Yeah, just for a little bit. Brilliant guy.
He's good to have in the
You know, oh my God, I bet. But what baffled me as such, not baffled me, but they were in a position where they sort of accepted going down as such, but where they'd had that core of the team for so long and not much had changed. And it was pretty similar to when you would have been there, some of the guys in and around the dressing room. They were so they still were sure that they were going to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
And that surprised me because I'd never seen really, and I haven't got a massive experience of it, but the faith never went. Is that right? In what you experienced, that would be the type of lads that you wouldn't be surprised that they kept that sort of faith as such.
It wasn't like cliquey.
Yeah.
Everyone was together. Mm-hmm. So everyone believed in each other. So you believe that you can get out of a situation when you're all in it together. So there was.
So Claudine and Ricardo, both things can be true. He was in discipline because the West Ham players had stories about him not turning up to training, him going home to Manchester. But it could also be true that it was interference by Sam Allardyce, and we know Sam is reputable, has a reputation for doing things which are not necessarily scrupulous.
No clicks or this group, that group, and everywhere.
It's mad how quick a click can happen in the
like at
football.
Derby, like we was finished, like we had minus 21 points, but because we was all so close together as a team, we thought we was going to get out of this, which we nearly did. But it just come to other teams where
perfect segue. Yeah. So Wayne gives you the call.
The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
So I'm going to make another statement. Wayne Rooney might be the most disrespected footballer in English history.
Disrespected?
People don't know how good Wayne actually fucking was. And still is.
I think he's the best player ever to come out of England.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. There's nothing that man couldn't do. You know how we talk now about like, I don't know, Cole Palmer, Bellingham, Wayne could score goals.
So here's a contradiction in that comment. So Troy says that Ravel is the best player England's ever produced. Then Ravel says that Wayne is the best player to come out of England. So wasn't Wayne also produced by England? I'm confused.
Stronger than most, was rapid, would tackle. Bear in mind that 18, he's taking on Lillian Thuram and going, you're fucking getting it. Like, scored, just the man in it, just so see. I think, this is a question, but I'm going to phrase it with me asking. I think he sees a lot of him in you. Natural talent.
Not as good as him.
No, but I'm saying he sees a lot. Yeah.
Also, remember, he's kind of similar to me.
Yeah. His background. Yeah, exactly.
I'd say the streets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's had a hard upbringing.
That's what I'm saying. So I think he sees you and goes, this guy just needs. I can give him that love or such. Yeah, that's why I said love earlier. But I don't know if it's love, respect. I don't know.
I know what you mean by it, though. Yeah,
he relates to you at it. So how did that conversation go? Because you're in Sweden at this point.
Well, no.
Where's this? I don't even know where this team is.
I was Nah, from Sweden. I went to Sheffield.
Dutch football.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the name? How you say that team?
Uh,
ADO what? Den Haag.
Ravel has been in so many clubs, he can't remember some of them. He can't remember what country they're in. He's been in 14 clubs in like 14 years. It's a lot of clubs.
Yeah, Den Haag.
Yeah, sorry, the man them out there, but I never heard of him.
Never heard of you. But yeah, you're out there.
I left Den Haag because that was COVID as well.
Yeah.
And it was a travel ban. So
Yeah.
So I ended up leaving there.
Stuck over there, yeah.
And then I was meant to go and play in the Gold Cup with Jamaica.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get into America.
Oh, that's peak.
Mad.
Yeah, I couldn't get into America. So the teams traveled from Jamaica to America, and I'm sat in a hotel for 10 days by myself. Nah, trying to go into the embassy every day, go into a meeting, back and forth. And it took like 9 to 10 days, and he turned around and said, no, you can't get in.
That's long.
So obviously, but in his time, when I'm sat there, Derby have obviously got this problem going on where they can only get 3 players now.
Yeah.
So my agent's talking to my agent saying to him that he sat over there, he's not training at the minute, he can come in. So end up going in, you give me a chance, and
I can only imagine when you turn up on a training pitch, you'd be the type of player that pisses me off. And what I mean by that is, ball-sided game, you want him on your team because you're winning. Because he'll win it on his own. Chop him bad at that.
Small side is just good, sir. I mean, that's I don't think football 11 size, Mike.
I was going to say that's what Heine always said. This guy on a smaller pitch
bro,
is elite.
You know, in basketball,
like 5s or 7s.
Yeah, you just twist him.
That's your game, yeah.
Ben, me and Ben, we won a competition over it.
No, don't get. He's told me, brother.
Nah,
I don't want to
he's
get
good.
go up anymore, man.
I've got to give Ben his credit.
Oh, no.
Toxic.
That's all. He's the most toxic geezer ever. I cannot play sport with that man.
You'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
We call ourselves Toxic FC, and he's a leader.
Yeah.
Of course he fucking is. Imagine my shock.
He's good to have on your team, Ben.
The boys are not impressed. But yeah, so anyway, you go in, and I can imagine it's like, right, probably we'll have to ask Wayne this. Wayne's probably had to have a little conversation like, look, I could bring Ravid because you do come with perceived baggage in it,
yeah.
like history, whatever. He's got him in and like, let me get him in the door, innit? Because Wayne knows as soon as he trades, everyone's gonna we need him. So he gets it, you're playing. I feel like, am I right? You weren't captain, but I feel like you definitely would have been part of the leadership group, right? He would have made you.
At Derby?
Yeah.
So we had, remember Tom Lawrence?
Yes.
He was skipper.
Yeah.
He's the same age as me. He was skipper. But then we had like...
Richie still there, Keo? Or Keo left the year before?
Yeah, no, he was there.
Richie's still there?
Yeah, he could lad him, innit?
Wait.
No. I'm on about Stearman.
Yeah,
I went with Keo, he left.
Keo left. Because I would say the car
Stearman.
crash incident was the year before, wasn't it?
2 years before.
2 years before, yes, okay.
So I'm with Richard Stearman.
Richie Stearman, yeah. Richie's top, he's proper.
He was at Sheffield United as well. But
By the way, I don't know if you like to say this, but his daughter is going to be the fucking Messi at football. She's a fucking joke, bro. Richie Stearman's daughter. Remember I told you that?
As in football?
As in football. Okay. She's a fucking joke.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, carry on. Sidebar.
But he's unbelievable to have in a...
Yeah.
I respect him. Like, he's one of the people that I would think, if I was going to go to dinner with someone...
Yeah, it'd be him.
On a football table, I've got to bring Stacey because he's funny. Everything about him, man.
What was that year like, knowing that you were just up against it the whole time? I suppose that brings an extra dog. I remember watching it unfold.
Yeah.
And there was this belief in Derby County that season that everyone had, no matter who you supported. I suppose unless you're a rival.
You know what? I think a lot of other teams and a lot of fans, because they seen what we was going through,
wanted you to do well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I felt like everyone...
Everything about it was a redemption story.
Yeah.
It was Rooney redemption story, Derby redemption. Like, do you know what I mean? Also, I don't want to get this wrong because it could get me in trouble, but the owner was loaded. He got sick, didn't he? Mal Morrison. Was it Mal Morrison?
I don't know if he got sick.
Yeah, but something like that. But he just stopped putting money in, didn't he?
Yeah. So there was 1 month where Rooney paid everyone's wage.
Yeah. Because Wayne
I heard about
Wayne got in trouble for that, didn't he? And even, do you know what's funny about that? You just said he paid everyone's wages, to keep it going. Do you know whose name was in the paper? Wayne Rooney pays Ravel Morrison's wages.
That's just media, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he paid everyone.
He paid everyone. But he paid his.
To try and dig you out.
Yeah, but so you went down the last game of the season.
No, we went
towards you made a real good fight of it. I remember that.
Yeah, so we end up getting beat by QPR. We ended up getting beat by QPR away, and then Reading ended up drawing the game.
Yes.
So that result just killed us. But if Reading would have lost, I think Reading went on a bit of a run. For the last 5-6 games where he weren't winning, but he was drawing and nicking 1 point.
Yeah.
What do you think? Just to Wayne, why it seems to be working out, but why does he get this bad publicity that it doesn't work
as a manager? Yeah.
In your opinion, because you've had 2 experiences with him, and obviously we'll move to
TP. Because I feel like when he's in the club, all the players love him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's a very.
Is that what it is? You reckon?
Is that good that when you're in a club or any company or in leadership position, everybody loves you? I'm curious to get perspective. Is that good or is that bad or is that okay? What how do you view that? Does that mean you're an effective boss if everybody loves you?
He's a because you get 2 type of managers. I think you get a players manager and you get a club manager.
So he's a players manager.
Yeah.
Like the players will love him, but where you get like I don't know who's
Arteta or Pep was like they're going to do it their way.
I'm an Arsenal fan, so I love Arteta.
No, but I'm saying is, but So into that then. So here's
Pep's not. Yeah, Pep's.
But even go with Arteta. Yeah, Arteta has changed the whole club and he's doing it his way. He's not going to be player led by anything. Where Rooney's more like, I think the players would like this more as opposed to what would upstairs. Like. Do you get what I'm saying?
Rooney's got all the players' intentions instead of
disappointed with Arsenal, man. I'll be honest. We'll talk about that after. But disappointed in that. I thought we could be friends. Maybe not.
I don't say Tottenham.
Nah, Blues, bro. But
okay.
Arsenal.
But Rooney's got he has all the players' intentions, the best intentions. So he wants what's best for the players. So obviously, he's a player himself.
Yeah.
And he's a bit of a what do you say, wild card.
Yeah.
Maverick.
Well, I mean,
Maverick.
So he knows what it's like and what the players require. Really.
Things
good with days off.
Very good.
Yeah. Things seem to be looking a bit brighter with Plymouth. I mean, they were under a lot of fire at the start of the season as such.
Because obviously Derby did well. Did stay up, but 21-point deduction gave you a chance.
Did the best they could have done in this. Well, not the best, but
the presentation is he got them relegated.
Yeah.
Then you go DC, and was he 3 years there, 4 years there, and he made up 2 years. He made the playoffs, didn't he?
Yeah, now he didn't make playoffs. The first year we went in together.
Okay.
So we went in late where he was kind of
Christian already out there, but Teke already out there.
Yeah.
I suppose the season's a different.
Chris's character is good. Yeah, top guy.
But but the presentation is that he's never really done anything. But I suppose at DC, and you could talk to this better than anyone, it would have been a whole cultural change and an identity that he was trying to create that they probably didn't have before.
Yeah,
Fair?
I'd agree with that.
Professionalism and that.
Obviously, DC's a good club, got good players, good fan base, but he's gone into a club where the whole football is completely different to where he's been at Derby.
Of course,
We started off at Derby where we know what we're doing as a team.
Yes.
Players know the roles, players understand the roles.
Yeah.
Where at DC, it's very basic football. So he's tried to bring in a football like Man City or like we did at Derby to this team where sometimes the players just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like we went through a drill and we was doing a throw-in and you'll get it and you'll leave one player so far over there.
Yeah.
So we're out and we'll switch it. And he's made one player do this drill like 4 times and he just couldn't switch it. So
I heard about this story.
He's jumped in.
He's jumped in and done it himself.
Through the ball, chest, zing.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Straight through ball and you're thinking, obviously I'm sat there thinking, like, not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Understand that,
Did he not realise that?
No, it's just
because he's so
good.
Yeah. To him, that's a basic.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing for the MLS. Actually, he's basically saying the player's not at the right level. If he can't just control the ball and cross it like a Rooney wanted, but then again, Rooney's an exceptional footballer, so it comes natural to him.
Rudd said that. John Ruddy said that when he was at Blues as well. So he did it in Air Forces.
Oh, swear down.
Scandal, you know. So you were joining free kicks, come out in a pair of ons or something, at Derby, and we'll be doing free kicks before Friday, and he'll win, and you're thinking, you're taking a piss.
But Rudds would say the same. So I can't remember who said the midfield as well, but he would say to him, the way that we play, it's the same model that he's doing, isn't it? Obviously, you want to get out the other side. Also, everyone's pressing
backs,
now.
coming
Yeah,
in.
so you want to drop the ball into that wing back or into that wing back. So obviously he's got them doing the drill. They're not. The ball's going everywhere,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, it ain't fucking hard. Yeah, gets the ball, turns, zings it,
Does it himself.
But as he zings it, like the player's running onto it. Like you don't understand how hard that is to drop it where the person's gonna be, not where he is. He said, look down, he's got fucking white Air Forces on while he's doing it.
I don't surprise me. Let me ask you this then.
It's like the next day when we had got a free kick in the match, and you're kind of looking up to the bench, and
Thinking, yeah, come back on in your arms and take it.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this.
Sorry, I had Zola who did the same thing when we was at what. Zola used to come up, but he used to do it in boots.
I think I've seen a clip of that,
Well, he used to do on Friday. We had at the time Alman Abdi, Lewis McGugan were known for their free kicks, and he'd say 5 free kicks, 20 quid.
Yeah.
See who scores. He'd score 3, maybe 4 out of 5.
Zola.
Score, yeah. And they could beat him. The other one probably hit the bar. Like Joe, it was a scandal, mate.
As a player,
I did end up beating him though, In the end, I ended up beating you as well.
Little 20 quid on it.
No.
That's just friendly.
You'll never say it, but I ended up beating him.
going from playing in like Mexico, Italy, I suppose being at Manchester United and stuff like that, to then going to DC United, where I've been to MLS games. The football culture is so different. I don't want to take the piss out of MLS football fans and such, but the few MLS games I've been to and stuff, like you hear the chants, it's so different.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the right word. Fight and win type stuff. So talk to me as a player going to.
You know what in England?
It's how you're going from Guadalajara football to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Obviously, in England, you like fans you've got the Bovril.
Yeah. Proper.
You come to America, you've got candy floss.
Yeah.
What's going on
Hot
here?
dogs and
Half of me.
Let me say this to Claudine and to Ricardo and everyone that's coming to Ravel. If Ravel didn't mess up, we wouldn't be talking about Ravel. Let me say that again. We'll be having discussion today. If Ravel didn't mess up his football journey, he wouldn't have played for Jamaica. We wouldn't be talking about him. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel and everything that happens in life. And it all happens for a reason. Who knows what those reasons are?
Fans, it's just like a day.
They're just there for something to do.
Was there any I say abuse? Was there any abuse in the games or not really? Or was it more like you suck kind of vibe?
Yeah, bitch.
He's out here scoring and he's laughing at him. That's what I'm saying. Did you not find it weird?
So when we're going to Mill, you've had it definitely. When you go into Millwall and that, they're calling you.
That's what he told me a story about Millwall actually. Yeah.
You want to jump over in the stand.
Yeah, and go and have a fucking tear up. Yeah.
Saying stuff about your family.
Yeah.
Calling you like skin color and that.
Yeah.
You go over to America and they're saying, "Oh, you're crap." You think if.
Oh, mate, yes, yeah. What was it like out there? Do you enjoy it? Your experience out there, looking back?
Yes, I did. Because I signed there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
For the second half. For that whole year, I couldn't get registered. For the first half, I got registered, so I enjoyed it. And we was traveling, so you travel from like.
I was going to say
something. I remember.
You're flying to every game.
A friend of mine went to where did Sean go? He went to Orlando. Sean's the legend back in the day.
Orlando Magic.
And they signed Kaka.
Oh shit, I remember.
But when you
2013, 14, yeah.
You end up going to LA.
But he said like you travel
5 days.
Yeah.
You end up staying in LA for like 5 days.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah.
And I'm by
you must have been having it off.
Yeah, I'm by myself. So
he said he was
you must have been absolutely having it off.
And obviously with Rooney.
Yeah, wait there.
We're going to like restaurants.
Yeah.
So we'll be like me, Christian Benteke, and there was a few other players in here. And we'll be going to like restaurants, and you'll be in there with like Jamie Foxx and the game and that, and it's like,
Yeah.
But over there, because obviously I'm just from Manchester. The game's a big rapper to me.
Yeah.
Over there, he's walking about like.
Oh, that's what I found mad about the States. Actually, when we were in LA
for that reason.
Yeah.
Fox, no one's interested.
No one. Yeah, they're not.
I remember me and my wife was in New York and was in Starbucks, and I've turned to the left and Matt Damon's just chilling, having a coffee, and no one.
Yeah, we had this recently, and I'm like, I can't even remember who it was.
Fucking Bourne,
really?
Bro, Jason Bourne. No, you never watched the movie?
Come on,
bro. I love you, though.
Matt Damon.
He's a big boy actor anyway. He's a massive actor to most people.
But that's the thing about the States. I remember being in LA. I can't even remember who they mentioned.
You never watched Bourne Identity?
You got a picture?
Yeah, bro.
You'll defo recognise.
Yeah, but anyway, carry on.
Oh, the bald head guy.
Do you?
No.
What were the
bro.
What were the American lads like?
He's not English, isn't it?
Because
is he not English?
Yeah.
Oh.
What were the American lads like? like playing with them?
Yeah, they're all nice, right? Very nice lads and that.
Yeah, but in terms
you get a lot that are really like good players and that. Like there's an American lad over there called Chris Durkin. He's gone on to like have a good career and that. He's a good player and that.
But culturally, it must feel very different.
Yeah, some
like what you come from to what they come from is very different over in the US, right?
They grew up with basketball.
Yeah.
NFL.
They're athletes first, and then football.
We've grew up
just football.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what we grew up on.
I want to speak to. I get bad rep in Jamaica. You know that, innit?
Yeah.
They don't like me in Jamaica.
Why?
Because I said before,
you didn't.
I didn't get called up in it. But there's two different reasons for it. No, I did get called. Sorry, I'm chatting shit.
I think Deanie is right because I see some of the comments about Deanie, so especially around Rob Smith.
I got asked to go loads of times. There's two different reasons. One time there was a German guy there, white guy that was in charge. And he come, Maps was at Reading at the time, and I was at Watford in Champ. And I remember Maps introduced me to him. And you know, it should be like, oh, we'd love to have you to come, this, that, and the other. But in these times, I'm in the England conversation. I'm not there yet, but it's like
you feel like it's coming.
I'm next up. You know, like when Jay Buffer got called up for card. That kind of chat. So anyway, he's like, Jamaica this, Jamaica that. I'm with Mapsy, and Mapsy's there, and I know a few boys. So I'm like, well, maybe. This guy come met me, and he's like, you're letting your country down, and this, that. But didn't even say hello to me. I'm thinking,
you just trying to stuck
you know what I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you talking to? Anyway, that didn't go down well. And then at a later date, or an earlier date to that, sorry. Obviously, like my dad passed away, and that is come. That's my dad's the Jamaica side of the family. So my dad's dream was to go back to Jamaica once he'd sorted his troubles out and could travel back. Do you get what I mean? So that was something we was all going to do as a family. And even my dad's been dead 12 years now. We're only going this year for my sister's 30th. Yeah. Like all of us. Do you get what I'm saying? Like all of us are going to go. So there was that element to it. But what I've said before is I didn't want to go there and be a bit like my intentions weren't right for going there.
It was almost like a second choice or something.
And then back up, like my nan obviously is out there. She's like, what are you saying this for? I said, no, I didn't say that. I said it like this. You know what I mean? And the reason I ask is because Mapsy said to me, one thing that will stress you out, Troy, because he knows how I am.
I know what you're going to say.
Is like, organisation is bad.
Oh, I bet.
You fly, like, basically you got to sort your own flight. So,
have you spoke to, I'm sure Maps was at Watford at the time, with you.
Yeah.
So me and Maps, he said to us, so we was going to Japan.
Yes, I know exactly what you're about to say.
So
with Jamaica.
But they're already there. So he said to me and Maps, like, get to London, we're sorting out the flight, this and that. So I've obviously come on a train from Manchester to London. Maps has gone from Watford to London. We've met up.
Sorry to stop that, people. You know what he said? He went on the train from Manchester to London, which is what, 4 or 5 hour journey, right? He's gonna fly someplace now. We talking about this when we talk about Jamaica football, and sometimes the sacrifice players make to come play for Jamaica. So if you come to Jamaica and you come from Manchester, take the train down 4 or 5 hours, then fly another 9-10 hours to go to Jamaica, then fly another 2-3 hours to go to Honduras. It's a lot of traveling for over a 2-week period.
The airport. So the flight's in like 2 hours left, 2.5 hours. So we're like, you got the flight ticket so we can go through. So there's like, I'll give us 15 minutes, give us 15 minutes. Waiting. There's like an hour and a half left. And we're saying like, what's going on? He's like, oh, can you buy your flights and we'll reimburse you. So we're like, all right, yeah, sweet. Never seen the money since. Never seen the money.
Really?
That's like regular stuff.
That kind of doesn't surprise me.
And then, this is the other thing that Matt said. That I can't remember what it was, but he was training. He was in Jamaica. He was training. And he said, lads were walking with the flash on to see where they're going because there's no lighting. And they wanted to save money on the light, so they didn't turn the light on for 5 minutes before training.
You know, the
shit like that. And he's like, how I am, that would have rattled me so much.
Yeah, of course.
You're used when we're there, the organisation.
Are you not just stressed the whole time?
It now.
Yeah. We're getting everywhere.
Yeah.
Big rascal thieves in there, innit?
Well, I was just about to ask, the funniest clip I've seen.
Seal it.
Yeah! Steve McLaren managing the Jamaican national team.
Because one thing you
Real bad man.
can't say nothing about Steve is he
Yeah, they call Steve Rasta Steve. I mean, I don't know where that come from.
he's so immersed in it. So you remember in Holland and he did the bad accent and that. Like he just immersed himself.
Yeah,
in it.
that was Steve.
And, and it's sick. What is he? You've been with Steve?
I was with him at Derby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, when I was at Derby, I was going back and forth
Yeah,
internationally for Jamaica. And he always said to me, one day you'll get the job at Jamaica. He loves the culture.
swear.
Everything about it.
Sick.
Oh, swear now.
Yeah. And I see it pop up on my phone for, he's got the
Fair
job.
play to him. You don't ever see, or in my head, I don't
Remember,
see.
he left Man United to go there, you know.
Yeah.
So when obviously he's got the call, not many people would do that and think, oh yeah, I'm leaving.
But you're
Man
thinking
United.
like, you don't see him with like a jerk chicken. Like,
That's what I'm saying. You can't imagine.
You
You can't imagine Steve McLaren eating plantain.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Planting.
Yeah. That's,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
plantain.
Yeah.
That's
the
Is it not either or? Is it not either or now?
Nah, bro. It's one way. Right.
Yeah, but
did you say rice and pea? Or rice and peas?
I'm not cultured enough. But I haven't got enough melanin in me to go have one.
Do you know what?
Let me do lastly.
You'll get Steve McLaren in the string vest soon. 100%.
That's
You'll see him in the string vest with a jerk chicken with an accent.
and a bigger.
Lastly, totally different topic. Something that we were speaking about yesterday.
You got 2 more questions and we're done.
I was going to go.
Say one thing on Jamaica,
Yeah.
Even though the organisation
I bet it's sick.
Everyone loves
crap,
Yeah.
when you actually get over there and you're with the team itself, the vibe is
Unbelievable. I bet.
unmatched.
Yeah.
I know everyone has been there for me. That was the only bit that was kind of
Swaying you to.
Even random things like the League Cup points Miami.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like so you get a day in Miami.
Oh,
like,
swear.
It's like the fans are very, they can turn on you.
Of course.
When they're on your side, they're on your side.
I've seen some of the fan videos over there. They're the
Go on, you go with
funniest
your
thing.
question.
I was going to talk about Paul Pogba. We had an interesting discussion yesterday when we were filming.
All right. You guys can watch the rest of this. There's about 10 minutes remaining. 7 minutes. We don't have to talk about Paul Pogba. I've listened to it. There's not much left to be said. He's just talking about Paul and his time with Paul, if you heard already. But I thought it was important to go through that because I think Ravel does come across in that video as a good person and a person who had trial and tribulations along their way. But sometimes you have to understand someone's journey and the challenges that they face and what those challenges entail. And I don't think throughout that entire interview, you would have thought there would be some bitterness and some blame he's going to put on someone for his challenges. I didn't hear him blame anyone through the whole thing. I didn't even hear him blame himself. It's almost as if this was my destiny and I went along with the flow and some things didn't work out here. And things didn't, I hear what you're saying, Brian Burke. Things didn't work out here, but it's life and I'm happy and I'm enjoying my football and it's fun. I just think he's a very easygoing person. He's probably the most famous person who has never been famous, if that makes any sense. I didn't want to say famous for being infamous, because infamous sort of means you're evil. I don't think he's evil. But I think it's very ironic. He's probably the most famous person who was never a truly famous footballer. Right? Which is really interesting, actually. And I hope that he, look, I shouldn't say I hope that he finds peace, because it looks like he has peace. I think other people are fretting about Ravel and Ravel this and Ravel that, and Ravel just seems to be very chilled. But you can't argue that Ravel loves Jamaica. And Ravel said the organization is crap. Now, Ravel probably hasn't been there since Manning's Man has been involved, actually. So and the reason why Ravel would blend in Jamaica is he's used to dealing with adversity. All that thing doesn't seem to bother him. All the stuff that he experienced with the JFF and all that, you didn't hear him lose his mind and like they're crap, they're horrible. You know, we went to the airport and we didn't get our tickets, and he just like, hey man, we didn't get paid, but hey, stuff happens. When I'm in camp with the boys, the best thing ever. It's the best place I want to be, better than Derby, better than all the 14 clubs I've been in. That's what he seemed to come across in saying his experiences with Jamaica, even though administratively things didn't really work out the way he'd like. I mean, spending 10 days in a hotel trying to get your visa, even though that's probably his fault, the situation with the US. but he seemed like someone who has a lot of drama around him, but it's not a drama. It's really interesting, actually, because maybe his life is just one big drama, and so drama is just natural to him. Yeah, he's a baller. You hear Troy was talking about playing small side football and how he would, destroy people. His reputation is, you know what it reminds me of? In basketball, they talk about people who are like street ballers, right? People play at Rucker in New York, up in Harlem, for example. And those are street legends, and they destroy people, even the NBA players. They used to have this on-one tour where you see these players can do all these tricks. But Ravel can play not only in those small goals and small teams and 5-a-side, he can also play in the big field. So he's a troubled person who seems to be at peace with himself. Yeah, I would agree with that, Claudine. It just seemed like it's natural. He seemed to actually even embrace. He seemed to have not seemed to. He embraces Jamaica. He obviously, like everyone else, may be bothered by the lack of the adequacy of the administration, which, as we've said, which we have seen more recently, Ravel has not been here for a couple windows for more than 2 years now, 2 years plus. He hasn't been here since, because he wasn't part of Grimmy. Was he part of Grimmy's squad? I can't recall, actually. Maybe he was here for one of Grimmy's squad, actually. But in essence, he seemed pretty. I think he was here for maybe a couple of Grimmy's. I don't know why he was here with Grimmy, because I think they wanted to go to Mount Pleasant and he wouldn't go because the money wasn't enough. But Ravel ain't understanding himself financial wise. I don't think the money was enough, actually. So I'm sure he's getting, even though he's playing third division in the Middle East, he's getting paid. Yeah, he's getting paid. I remember him being Grimmy because I think Grimmy wanted them to bring him. They wanted to bring him to Jamaica, just get him to get some exercise in, so they could say he was playing football. Argentina again, okay, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Yeah, I'm recalling now. Yeah, he wouldn't. They couldn't satisfy him financially, so because of that, he sort of decided not to play any ball, because he didn't play ball. He said for 18 months. I'm not sure why he wouldn't just come to Jamaica, hang out, and have fun. Probably get himself in trouble. Frankly, no, I know he is. But no, he is. It's interesting. So part of this whole discussion was just a little flavor of that interview. This was a long interview and a good interview, and not sure if you learn more around Ravel, because we all know Ravel's story. But if you watch the interview, because I just had this still here, you can see how he's just so calm and relaxed and comfortable and not stressed about anything. When you talk about players with egos, he's just like, I don't like to be around footballers. I like to go chill with my friends. Right? So I don't think he's a money-oriented person, but it comes across. What the Mount Pleasant situation suggests that he needed more resources. Yeah. So now he's in the Middle East. He's 31 now. He's not getting any younger. So he needs to enjoy whatever few years he has left. And maybe go play in those bottom leagues where they have some millionaire sheik or whatever it is, oil baron, and they can pay him a lot of money because it won't mean anything to them, and he can go enjoy himself, play good football, be the best player on the pitch, and just have fun. And as he said, Wayne Rooney probably thought he was like him, because Wayne Rooney's a maverick, and therefore give them an opportunity. So who knows? It's interesting for him, but I would love to see him now that he's playing, and he seemed to know. It doesn't seem like he had any problem with McLaren, actually, which is interesting, right? So you hear him talk about McLaren. I was at Man U and he was at Derby when he was there, I think. So it'd be interesting to see if McLaren will now bring him in, since he's playing, even though he's playing Connolly football, I call it. Now that he's playing some football, and he says he's training 12 o'clock in the day. I don't know how you can train that heat. That thing's over 100 degrees. You don't seem like he was training in an air-conditioned place either, because you say you can't breathe at halftime when you're playing games the time they play. But if he's training and he's fit, I think he's our best midfielder at any position, even the 6, frankly. Just give him his ability to maneuver the ball. So let's hope that we make a decision as a country. Let's hope the coach has been back from his vacation. Let me drink some water here. Let's hope McLaren comes back from his vacation. Well, his vacation is a long vacation. Let's hope you invite him in the next window. How about that? Let's hope you invite him in the next window. And I'm sure that they're going to be announcing the squad, in the next week sometime. So I'm sure that when the squad, or sometime next week, when the squad is announced, hopefully call Ravel. Why do I have a feeling that he won't? But hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. Because I think Ravel will be good for the team. I think he loves being in Jamaica. He loves playing for Jamaica. I don't hear any players say they don't like having Ravel around. So let's hope he plays. Let's hope he comes in. Because against the US, no Greenwood, even though Hayden will be here. Let's see if Hayden starts. But no Greenwood. We need a midfield to compete with the US. With the Pulisic and the Musas, and I saw Adams playing today. So getting back up to speed. They have a very good midfield, and the Rainers of the world. They have a very good, very skillful, but a small midfield. If we can have a Ravel and a Hayden and maybe a Palmer in the middle, push Latty out to the defense, then we have a decent midfield to combat them. And up front, we have the prodigal son and Gray. And given the first game on Tony Gomez mission, we have Shamar. That's a decent front six. And we know we have a decent defense. So that'll give us our best chance to compete with the US. I'm not going to say we're going to win because we've only been in 3 times in the last 33 games, but at least it gives us a chance to compete, which we need to do. So let's hope Conrad says missing his patties. Let's hope we see Ravel, and let's hope it works out well. I know it's 11 o'clock. It's late. I've been on here since 8 o'clock? 8:30, I think it was. So I'm going to close it down, people. But first I want to say this. Claudine, you see, I can go for a whole session, Claudine, without asking for a like, Claudine. And it's a Saturday night. My team lost today. So I should be asking for likes and being depressed to get likes. And I didn't ask for any, Claudine. See that? But I appreciate those who did hit the like button. As you know, there's algorithm. People watch your video if the like button is hit. So I appreciate you doing it. All right. Claudine said, I can't wait for Mason Group. Yeah, Mason's situation is sticky. I think we'll get Mason, but I'm not sure it's going to be until it won't be until next year. I haven't followed up on any recent news, but my last understanding was the process going slow. I hear some YouTubers talk about 75% complete and this percent complete. The process is slow. My understanding from good sources, the process is slow. Right? The process is some things have to happen for it to become good. But the good thing is I've heard that the player does want to come and play. So if the player wants to come and play and the player wants to push for it, then the player's still young, then it may happen. If it happens, then we'll have a potent forward line. If we have 4 or 5 players to choose 3, or maybe we choose 4 from the 5, right? Sure, one of them will play inside, and we can play. Hayden definitely gonna play, even if he can barely walk. Yeah, so it'd be a good thing. No, a big deal. That's not it. It ain't nothing to do with JFF trying to surprise anybody. JFF ain't got no control over anything. JFF only control who becomes the staff for their team. They don't control those. They don't control Pika. They don't control the prospect process. They don't do a good job of recruiting because you hear what Troy Deeney says, how he was approached by Schaefer. Yeah, it's gotta be we don't have a recruiting process. I'm not sure we're trying to recruit anyway, much as trying to have a recruiting process. We believe the local players are good enough, so maybe they are. Who knows? Not a good deal. But anyway, let me just say this. Let me say good night. Thanks for being here. I will see you possibly, I'm always going to say possibly, on Monday at the normal time of 6 p.m. Don't know what the topics will be, but I'm sure they'll be interesting. So it's late. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Have a wonderful Sunday. And I'll see you next week. Peace out. And thanks for being here. Good night. Kranky Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Kranky Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Kranky Life, tell them. Kranky Life, heed them. Kranky Life, want them. Kranky Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Kranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Kranky Live, feel them. Kranky Live, heed them. Kranky Live, warn them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Kranky Live, get to know the name because Kranky analysis is never lame. Kranky Live, give me my Kranky Live. I want my Kranky Live. Must have my Kranky Live. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Kranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Kranky Live. Tell them, Kranky Live. Heed them, Kranky Live. Warn them, Kranky Live. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Kranky Live. Tune into Kranky Live. Like up Kranky Live. Subscribe to Kranky Live. Kranky Live coming to you on weekdays. Kranky Live sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Kranky will always bring the heat. Kranky Live. Me say fi tell them Kranky Live. Me say fi heed them Kranky Live. On them Kranky Live. Kranky Live will be around. Kranky Live is the best in town. Me say fi eat them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi eat them. Want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Kranky. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them, heed, want, heed them.